Imagine for a moment the most powerful force in your life. It isn't wealth, talent, or even luck. It's something far closer: your mindset. This invisible architect shapes how you perceive the world, navigate challenges, and create meaning in your life. The ancient Stoics understood this well. They believed that your mind is not just a tool, but the tool, a compass that determines whether you falter in despair or rise in resilience. Every decision, every reaction, every success begins with one fundamental choice: how you view the world. Will you embrace challenges as opportunities or retreat into comfort zones that hold you back? In this journey, we'll explore how the principles of prohairesis, rational choice, and the power of perspective can transform your life. We'll uncover how shifting your beliefs can unlock untapped potential, how resilience can become your greatest ally, and why mastering your mindset is the key to everything. This is not just about success. It's about purpose. It's about living a life aligned with virtue, reason, and intention. It's about realizing that true strength lies within, and the choice to cultivate it is yours. Are you ready to reclaim your mind and reshape your world? Let's begin. The mind is a powerful tool, a force, that shapes not only our thoughts, but also our character and actions. In many ways, it is the ultimate architect of who we are as individuals. The ancient Stoics understood this deeply, emphasizing the pivotal role of mindset in determining a person's capacity to navigate life's challenges with wisdom and resilience. At its core, the mind is often referred to as our mindset, a structured way of thinking, or a frame of mind that governs how we interpret and respond to the world. Your mindset is not a mere collection of thoughts. It is a living, breathing system of beliefs, cultivated over time, that affects how you perceive yourself and your surroundings. This frame of mind does not just influence you, it defines you. To put it another way, your mindset is the filter through which you experience life. It influences how you process joy, endure pain, and find meaning in adversity. It informs your decisions, guides your actions, and dictates your ability to adapt and overcome. The Stoics would describe it as the central faculty of reason, a tool meant to align our actions with virtue, regardless of external circumstances. In Stoicism, this idea resonates strongly with the principle of prohairesis, the capacity for rational choice. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This reaction, this interpretation of events, originates in the mind. It is not the event itself, but the meaning we ascribe to it that shapes our experience. Your mindset acts as an inner compass, sorting through the chaos of life and helping you discern what truly matters. It dictates how you interpret the events around you and the decisions you make in response. For example, when faced with a challenging situation, whether it's a personal loss, a professional failure, or an unexpected setback, it is your mindset that determines whether you spiral into despair or rise to the occasion with courage and clarity. The Stoics would argue that cultivating the right mindset requires discipline and intentionality. This involves examining your beliefs and thoughts to ensure they are grounded in reason and aligned with virtue. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This wisdom teaches us that the mind, when disciplined, becomes an unshakable foundation, a fortress against the storms of life. In practical terms, this means shifting focus from what is beyond our control to what lies firmly within it, our thoughts, actions, and attitudes. This is the essence of a Stoic mindset, an unwavering commitment to reason, clarity, and virtue in the face of life's unpredictability. Since time immemorial, humanity has been marked by remarkable diversity in thought, action, and circumstance. People interpret the world, react to it, and navigate through life in ways that often differ drastically from one another. These differences, as common sense suggests, largely stem from a blend of external influences, such as background, learning experiences, and training. Modern research supports this perspective, affirming that the interplay of external and internal factors contributes to shaping who we are. While external variables like education, upbringing, and environment play a significant role, the Stoics would remind us not to overlook the importance of internal factors, our nature, our inherent dispositions, and most crucially, the choices we make about how to use what we've been given. Even genetic makeup, the blueprint of our physical and psychological being, plays a role in laying the foundation for our potential. Yet, as the Stoics would argue, potential alone is inert without action. Most modern experts agree that the formation of a mindset is the product of a delicate interplay between nature and nurture. Each of us arrives in the world with a unique set of genetic traits, like raw material waiting to be shaped. But it is the sum of our experiences, training, and personal efforts that take us the rest of the way. This is where the Stoic principle of dichotomy of control comes into sharp focus. While we cannot control our genetic inheritance or the circumstances of our birth, we hold full dominion over how we respond and adapt to the conditions of life. The Stoics believed in the concept of amor fati, or love of fate, embracing the hand you are dealt without resentment. This does not mean resigning yourself to passivity. Rather, it is about finding harmony between accepting what is beyond your control and actively shaping what lies within it. Marcus Aurelius reflected on this balance when he wrote, "Everything that happens, happens as it should. And if you observe carefully, you will find this to be so." Take, for example, the dual role of genetics and experience in forming a mindset. Genetics may influence your natural temperament, talents, or predispositions, but it is your effort and training that determine how far you develop these traits. Epictetus reminded his students that while we may not control the raw materials life gives us, we control what we make of them. He compared life to a banquet, where we have no control over the dishes served, but complete freedom in deciding how to consume them. A Stoic mindset, therefore, emphasizes personal responsibility. It acknowledges the influence of both external and internal variables, but it places the ultimate weight on deliberate effort and conscious choice. Life may set the stage, but we are the authors of our response. As Seneca wisely remarked, fate leads the willing and drags along the reluctant. Your life experiences and genetic predispositions intertwine. Together, they form the foundation of your mindset, a dynamic interplay between what life has given you and what you choose to make of it. In the Stoic tradition, understanding these factors is crucial, as it equips us with the self-awareness needed to cultivate a mindset rooted in reason, resilience, and virtue. To understand how this foundation is built, it is essential to explore the two key elements: attitude and beliefs. These are not abstract ideas. They are living forces that shape your reactions, decisions, and ultimately your character. Your attitude reflects how you think or feel about something, especially when it manifests in your behavior. It is a lens through which you interpret the world. And as such, it can either be a source of clarity or distortion. For the Stoics, cultivating the right attitude, one aligned with rationality and virtue, was a lifelong practice. Attitude, as you know, is not one-dimensional. It consists of three distinct components: emotional, cognitive, and behavioral. Each of these plays a vital role in how you approach life and its challenges. The emotional component. This represents how something or someone makes you feel. Emotions are powerful, but the Stoics taught that they should not control us. Marcus Aurelius observed, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." By mastering your emotional reactions, you ensure that your feelings are informed by reason rather than impulse. This refers to how or what you think about a subject. It is the realm of judgment and perception areas, where the Stoics believed our true power lies. Epictetus urged his students to examine their thoughts critically. When something happens, the only thing in your power is your attitude toward it. You can either accept it or resent it. A well-trained mind evaluates events objectively, separating what is within our control from what is not. Finally, there is the outward expression of your attitude, how you behave when confronted with a person, situation, or challenge. The Stoics placed great importance on aligning actions with principles. They believed that behavior should reflect inner values, regardless of external pressures. As Seneca put it, "Let deeds match words." This alignment between thought, emotion, and action forms the cornerstone of a virtuous life. While attitude shapes how you react, beliefs form the deeper framework that guides your understanding of the world. These beliefs are not fixed. They are shaped and reshaped by experiences, learning, and introspection. The Stoics urged us to scrutinize our beliefs, ensuring they are rooted in truth rather than illusion. In Stoicism, This introspection involves identifying and challenging irrational or harmful beliefs, what modern psychology might call cognitive distortions. By replacing flawed assumptions with rational principles, you create a mindset capable of facing life's uncertainties with composure and wisdom. As we delve deeper into the structure of mindset, we come to the behavioral component, which is the outward manifestation of your attitude. It is the way you act when confronted with a subject, person, or situation. But behind every behavior lies something deeper: your beliefs. Beliefs are, at their core, feelings of certainty about something. They begin as ideas, often influenced by experiences or teachings. Over time, when these ideas feel solid and undeniable, they crystallize into beliefs. These beliefs then serve as the foundation for your attitude, shaping how you perceive and respond to the world. In turn, your attitude influences your mindset, creating a cycle that defines how you navigate life. The Stoics understood the profound power of beliefs and their cascading influence. Epictetus, for instance, taught his students to be vigilant about the ideas they allow to take root in their minds, saying, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." In other words, beliefs should be carefully chosen, for they set the trajectory for your actions and habits. When beliefs and attitudes are repeated over time, they give rise to habits, consistent patterns of behavior that reflect your mindset. Habits are not merely routines. They are the physical expression of your inner world. A Stoic would say that virtuous habits are the result of disciplined thought and action, while destructive habits stem from unexamined beliefs and impulsive attitudes. This principle aligns closely with the famous Stoic idea of praxis, the practice of applying philosophy to daily life. Marcus Aurelius often reminded himself to act according to reason and virtue, turning these principles into habits. He wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Perhaps the most widely recognized example of a mindset in action is the simple question, do you see the glass as half empty or half full? This metaphor encapsulates how beliefs, attitudes, and habits come together to shape perspective. A half-empty mindset focuses on scarcity, loss, or negativity, often rooted in beliefs that magnify external circumstances over internal resilience. A half-full mindset, on the other hand, reflects gratitude, opportunity, and a focus on what is within one's control. This perspective aligns beautifully with the Stoic ideal of focusing on what we can govern our thoughts, attitudes, and actions, while accepting what lies beyond our control. In Stoic practice, cultivating a half-full mindset requires active effort. It involves questioning negative beliefs, reframing challenges as opportunities, and building habits that reflect a commitment to growth and virtue. Seneca captured this wisdom. Succinctly, a man is as miserable as he thinks he is. The type of mindset you cultivate can either help you unleash your best self or severely limit your potential. While there are countless mindsets one might adopt, some stand out as particularly influential both in life and in philosophy. Let's explore one such duality: the abundance mindset versus the scarcity mindset, a perspective deeply tied to both modern psychology and Stoic philosophy. The way you view abundance or scarcity in life has a profound impact on your decisions, relationships, and overall success. These contrasting mindsets are more than simple attitudes. They represent a fundamental lens through which you interpret the world. To illustrate this, imagine two people walking down a bustling street. They are chatting, laughing, and exchanging stories as they breathe in and out, effortlessly sharing the air around them. Neither worries about whether the other's breaths might deplete their own. Why? Because air is perceived as abundant, limitless, and available to all. This simple scenario captures the essence of an abundance mindset, a belief that there is enough for everyone and that resources, whether they be material, emotional, or spiritual, can be shared and replenished. An abundance mindset views life as full of opportunities, with resources available to be cultivated and shared. It fosters gratitude, collaboration, and creativity. From a Stoic perspective, this mindset aligns closely with the principle of sympatheia, the idea that we are all interconnected as parts of a larger whole. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What is good for the hive is good for the bee." This teaches us that abundance is not about hoarding, but about understanding our shared existence and acting in ways that benefit both ourselves and others. In practical terms, an abundance mindset empowers you to Approach challenges as opportunities for growth rather than threats. Focus on what you can give rather than what you can take. This mindset encourages resilience and adaptability, traits the Stoics held in high regard. It frees you from the fear of loss because it teaches you that true wealth comes from within your character, values, and virtues. In contrast, a scarcity mindset views life as a zero-sum game, where one person's gain is another's loss. It is driven by fear, competition, and the belief that resources are limited. This perspective often leads to hoarding, envy, and short-sighted decision-making. A person with this mindset might see another's success as a threat to their own, fostering resentment instead of inspiration. The Stoics would argue that a scarcity mindset arises from misplaced values and a failure to distinguish between what is within our control and what is not. Epictetus warned against clinging to external things, saying, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things." A scarcity mindset binds you to external possessions, status, or approval, leaving you vulnerable to anxiety and dissatisfaction. The beauty of mindset is that it is not fixed. It can be cultivated and reshaped. While genetics and experiences lay the foundation, your beliefs and attitudes determine whether you adopt an abundance or scarcity mindset. As with all things in Stoicism, the key lies in conscious choice. Reflect on what truly matters, embrace gratitude for what you have, and focus on building habits that align with your higher values. As Seneca advised, true happiness is to enjoy the present without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest, satisfied with what we have. This wisdom reminds us that abundance is not about having more, but about needing less. A scarcity mindset creates a self-limiting cycle that shapes not only how individuals view the world, but also how they interact with it. Those who fall into this pattern of thinking often find it challenging to share, whether it be credit, recognition, responsibility, or even authority. They fear that giving to others will leave them with less, failing to see that generosity can multiply value rather than diminish it. This mentality often leads to unnecessary competition, even when resources are abundant. People with a scarcity mindset become trapped in a zero-sum game, where another's success feels like their loss. This focus on scarcity becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, narrowing their view of opportunities and potential growth. From a Stoic perspective, this mindset is rooted in misplaced values. By attaching importance to external possessions, recognition, or control, such individuals neglect the internal wealth of character, virtue, and reason. As Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." The real limitation is not the scarcity of resources, but the scarcity of perspective. In contrast, individuals with an abundance mindset are not confined by this restrictive way of thinking. They recognize that opportunities are not fixed, but can be created, expanded, and shared. Rather than fearing change, they embrace it as a gateway to growth. This mindset allows them to innovate, collaborate, and rise above challenges with resilience and optimism. Stoic philosophy echoes this idea through the principle of focusing on what lies within your control. A person with an abundance mindset understands that while external circumstances may fluctuate, their capacity to think, adapt, and act virtuously is always theirs to command. Epictetus put it simply, "Who then is invincible? The one who cannot be upset by anything outside their reasoned choice." This empowerment allows them to see change as an opportunity, rather than a threat. At its core, a scarcity mindset is fueled by negative thoughts and a victim mentality. Those who adopt this perspective see themselves as at the mercy of external forces. Their focus is consumed by what isn't working, what they don't have, and what they fear they might lose. This outlook not only stifles growth, but also prevents them from finding solutions to their challenges. Seneca warned against this mental trap, advising, "It is not what you endure, but how you endure it that matters." A person with a scarcity mindset endures life passively, overwhelmed by obstacles rather than seeking ways to overcome them. This passive stance leads to stagnation and resentment, distancing them from the virtues that lead to fulfillment and peace. The difference between a scarcity and abundance mindset is not merely one of perception, but of power. A scarcity mindset focuses on limitations, fostering fear and competition. An abundance mindset, on the other hand, cultivates resilience, creativity, and generosity, enabling individuals to navigate life's challenges with grace and strength. Ultimately, the choice lies within each of us. Will we cling to a victim mentality, bound by fears of scarcity? Or will we embrace the stoic wisdom of self-mastery, seeing abundance not in what we possess, but in how we think, act, and live? In stark contrast to the limitations imposed by a scarcity mindset, those with an abundance mindset direct their energy toward what is working. They focus not on deficiencies or obstacles, but on potential and opportunities. This perspective empowers them to see life as a canvas of endless possibilities, one where they can actively improve their current situation rather than lament over what they lack. The Stoics would describe this as a mindset rooted in rationality and resilience. Marcus Aurelius often encouraged himself to focus on the present moment and to make the best use of what was at hand. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By concentrating their energy on what is within their control, those with an abundance mindset embody this principle, transforming challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. The key difference between these two mindsets lies in where attention is placed. While a scarcity mindset obsesses over what isn't working, an abundance mindset channels all its energy reserves into areas of growth and success. This focus not only fuels motivation but also enhances creativity, as the mind becomes free to explore solutions and possibilities without the burden of fear or negativity. This principle aligns closely with the Stoic concept of using adversity as a tool for growth. Epictetus famously said, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Rather than being overwhelmed by difficulties, those with an abundance mindset treat them as opportunities to learn, adapt, and become stronger. They do not waste time fixating on what cannot be changed, but instead focus on leveraging their resources, mental, emotional, and physical, to build a better future. To someone with an abundance mindset, life is a dynamic and evolving process. They understand that possibilities are not fixed or finite, but are created through effort, perspective, and persistence. This optimism is not naive. It is grounded in a deep awareness of what can be, achieved when one aligns their thoughts and actions with virtue and reason. As Seneca observed, luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. Those with an abundance mindset create their own luck by remaining prepared, adaptable, and focused on what is possible rather than what is missing. They embody the Stoic ideal of turning inward to find the strength and resources necessary to thrive, regardless of external circumstances. When it comes to everyday performance, a key distinction emerges between having a productive mindset and a defensive mindset. This contrast is not just about how much you do, but about the quality and focus of your actions. Many people mistakenly believe they have a productive mindset simply because they are busy. They equate activity with achievement, failing to realize that busyness does not necessarily translate into meaningful progress. The Stoics would caution against this illusion of productivity. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or more accurately, do what's essential, what the logos of a social being requires, and in the requisite way," which brings a double satisfaction: to do less better. This wisdom reminds us that true productivity lies not in the quantity of tasks, but in the purposeful completion of what truly matters. A productive mindset is centered on clarity, focus, and intentionality. It involves prioritizing tasks that align with your goals and values, rather than scattering your energy on activities that serve little purpose. People with a productive mindset actively seek out opportunities to grow, learn, and contribute meaningfully. They understand that productivity is not about doing more, but about doing the right things with excellence. From a Stoic perspective, this mindset embodies the principle of living in accordance with nature, which involves acting in alignment with reason and purpose. Seneca emphasized this when he wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Those with a productive mindset avoid wasting time on distractions or superficial tasks. Instead, they focus on what truly contributes to their long-term well-being and success. In contrast, a defensive mindset is reactive rather than proactive. It is characterized by a focus on maintaining the status quo, avoiding risk, and doing just enough to get by. People with this mindset often confuse busyness with productivity, filling their days with tasks that may feel urgent but lack real importance. They operate from a place of fear of failure, criticism, or change, and as a result, their actions lack the intentionality required for meaningful progress. The Stoics would describe this mindset as being ruled by external circumstances rather than internal values. Epictetus warned against this kind of passivity, saying, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen." A defensive mindset focuses on quick fixes and surface-level achievements, neglecting the deeper, more deliberate work required for genuine growth. One of the greatest traps of the defensive mindset is the illusion of busyness. People caught in this trap may feel productive simply because they are constantly active, moving from task to task without pause. But as the Stoics teach us, true productivity is about quality, not quantity. Marcus Aurelius urged himself to focus on what truly matters. Ask yourself at every moment, is this necessary? Those with a productive mindset regularly pause to evaluate their efforts. They ask themselves whether their actions are aligned with their goals and values. In doing so, they avoid the pitfall of mindless activity and instead channel their energy into meaningful work. The transition from a defensive to a productive mindset requires self-awareness and intentionality. It involves the transition from a defensive to a productive mindset requires self-awareness and intentionality. It involves 1. Clarifying priorities. Identify what truly matters to you and focus on tasks that align with your long-term goals. 2. Practicing self-discipline. Resist the urge to fill your time with unnecessary tasks. Instead, cultivate the discipline to do what is essential. 3. Embracing growth. View challenges and risks as opportunities to learn and improve, rather than as threats to avoid. By adopting a productive mindset, you move beyond mere busyness and step into a life of purpose and fulfillment. As the Stoics remind us, time is our most valuable resource. Use it wisely. Imagine your daily to-do list, a collection of 10 tasks you need to complete by the end of the day. You spend all day rushing from one thing to the next, constantly busy and doing things. But when the clock strikes 5 p.m. and you reflect on your day, you realize you've only managed to check off 3 of the 10 tasks. You feel drained, frustrated, and unfulfilled, as though all your effort has amounted to very little. Does this mean you're lazy or unmotivated? Not necessarily. The problem likely lies not in your willingness to work, but in your mindset. A productive mindset is not about doing everything, being everywhere, or completing tasks as quickly as possible. Instead, it's about utilizing your resources, time, energy, and effort in the best possible way. It means focusing on what truly matters, being present in your actions, and finding fulfillment in the process itself. The Stoics emphasize this principle in their philosophy of living with intention and purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you seek tranquility, do less, but do less better." This wisdom teaches us that true productivity is not about how much we do, but about how well we do it. A productive mindset prioritizes quality over quantity, clarity over chaos. One of the biggest barriers to productivity is the tendency to overcommit. When you try to do everything, you end up doing nothing well. This constant multitasking scatters your focus and drains your energy, leaving you feeling as though you're always working yet accomplishing little. Seneca cautioned against this when he wrote, "You must set your hands to tasks that are worth your efforts, instead of divesting yourself of tasks altogether." A productive mindset embraces this wisdom, focusing on what is essential rather than being pulled in 1,000 directions. A true productive mindset also recognizes the value of the process, not just the outcome. Productivity isn't about racing to the finish line, but about making the most of each moment along the way. The Stoics believe that fulfillment comes from aligning your actions with virtue and reason, rather than being consumed by the pursuit of results. Epictetus taught, "Don't aim to be perfect. Aim to do your best with what you have in this moment." This perspective encourages you to take deliberate, meaningful actions while appreciating the journey. To shift from the illusion of busyness to true productivity, consider these practices. 1. Prioritize ruthlessly. Identify the tasks that truly matter and focus your energy on them. Let go of distractions and low-priority activities. 2. Practice presence. Engage fully with the task at hand rather than dividing your attention across multiple things. This not only improves efficiency, but also enhances your satisfaction. 3. Embrace the process. Find joy in the act of working, learning, and creating. Remember, productivity isn't just about achieving results. It's about how you live and work along the way. 4. Say no when necessary. Recognize your limits and protect your time. Seneca reminds us, nothing is more honorable than a grateful heart and a life lived with a clear mind. By adopting these practices, you can transform your daily to-do list from a source of frustration into an empowering tool. A productive mindset allows you to make the most of your resources, align your efforts with your values, and end each day with a sense of fulfillment. The defining characteristic of those with a productive mindset is their relentless pursuit of valid knowledge, information that is grounded in truth and testable by reason. They use this knowledge not just to understand the world, but to make informed and intentional choices. These individuals are solution-oriented, spending their time and energy uncovering ways to improve their performance and overcome obstacles rather than fixating on problems. In the Stoic tradition, this approach aligns with the practice of living in accordance with logos, or reason. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the importance of rational thinking. The object of life is not to be on the side of the majority, but to escape finding oneself in the ranks of the insane. A productive mindset seeks truth, no matter how uncomfortable it may be, and uses it as a foundation for growth and action. Those with a productive mindset are not deterred by challenges. Instead, they actively search for solutions and view problems as opportunities to learn and adapt. They understand that progress requires effort, persistence, and the willingness to step outside their comfort zones. This mindset fosters resilience, a quality the Stoics regarded as essential for a virtuous life. Epictetus reminded his students, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." A productive mindset embraces this principle, using adversity as a chance to grow stronger and more capable. By focusing on solutions rather than obstacles, these individuals not only improve their own lives, but also inspire and uplift those around them. In contrast, a defensive mindset is both self-protective and self-defensive, characterized by a reluctance to engage with anything perceived as threatening or uncomfortable. This mindset seeks out only the information that confirms existing beliefs, avoiding anything that challenges its assumptions. While this approach may provide a temporary sense of security, it ultimately becomes a barrier to growth and fulfillment. The Stoics warned against this tendency to retreat into complacency. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." A defensive mindset, by avoiding discomfort, prevents individuals from confronting the very challenges that could lead to improvement and enlightenment. This limited way of thinking often results in stagnation. By shutting down in the face of perceived threats, those with the defensive mindset miss out on opportunities to grow, evolve, and achieve their full potential. Their focus remains on protecting the self rather than expanding it, creating a cycle of fear and avoidance. To shift from a defensive mindset to a productive mindset requires courage and self-awareness. It involves embracing discomfort as a necessary part of growth and being willing to challenge your own beliefs. The Stoics offered timeless guidance for this transformation. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If someone can prove me wrong and show me my mistake in any thought or action, I shall gladly change. I seek the truth which never harmed anyone." The willingness to accept new perspectives is the hallmark of a productive mindset. Focus on what you can control. A defensive mindset often stems from fear of the unknown. By focusing on what lies within your control, your thoughts, actions, and choices, you can overcome this fear and take proactive steps toward growth. View challenges as teachers. Every problem is an opportunity to learn. A productive mindset sees challenges not as threats, but as tools for self-improvement. By adopting these practices, you can move beyond the limitations of a defensive mindset and embrace the freedom and empowerment of a productive mindset. As the Stoics remind us, growth comes not from avoiding discomfort, but from engaging with it purposefully. A defensive mindset does more than just limit growth. It actively stifles creativity, exploration, and the pursuit of better solutions. By avoiding discomfort or clinging to familiar but flawed assumptions, individuals with this mindset fail to challenge the status quo. Instead of seeking new perspectives or alternative solutions to existing problems, they fall into a repetitive cycle, a rut that prevents meaningful progress. The Stoics warned against such intellectual and emotional stagnation, urging us to remain open to growth and change. Marcus Aurelius observed, "What stands in the way becomes the way." This wisdom reminds us that obstacles and challenges are not barriers to avoid, but opportunities to think creatively and innovate. One of the most damaging aspects of a defensive mindset is its reliance on false assumptions. When learning is based on incorrect premises, it not only leads to poor decisions, but also cements misunderstandings that can be difficult to unlearn. Even worse, this mindset often avoids learning altogether, preferring the comfort of ignorance over the discomfort of self-examination. Epictetus emphasized the importance of examining our beliefs, stating, "It is impossible for a person to begin to learn what they think they already know." This highlights the danger of a closed mind, one that refuses to question its assumptions or consider alternative viewpoints. Such resistance not only limits personal growth, but also undermines the ability to solve problems effectively. To overcome the setbacks of a defensive mindset, one must actively cultivate curiosity and humility. The Stoics believed that wisdom begins with acknowledging the limits of our knowledge and seeking to expand it. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." This perspective encourages us to embrace lifelong learning, challenge our assumptions, and approach problems with an open and creative mind. Here are steps to break free from the limitations of a defensive mindset. Question your assumptions. Regularly examine the beliefs and ideas you hold. Are they grounded in truth, or are they based on convenience and comfort? 2. Seek out alternative perspectives. Engage with ideas that challenge your worldview. Growth often comes from exploring uncomfortable truths. 3. Embrace creativity. Approach problems with curiosity and innovation. Instead of accepting the status quo, ask, what could be done differently? 4. Accept discomfort as growth. The Stoics taught that discomfort is a natural part of learning and self-improvement. Embrace it as a sign that you're on the path to growth. By adopting these practices, you can transform limitations into opportunities and build a mindset that thrives on creativity, learning, and progress. Among all the discussions on mindsets, the contrast between a fixed mindset and a growth mindset is perhaps the most well-known. This dichotomy speaks to how individuals perceive their abilities, potential, and capacity for change. A fixed mindset operates with a static view of the self. It is the belief that you are inherently good at something, or not, and that these qualities are unchangeable. This mindset often leads to resignation, where people accept their perceived limitations as immutable facts or unchangeable destinies. Such thinking creates a mental prison, reinforcing the idea that effort is futile if success isn't guaranteed. In contrast, a growth mindset embodies a dynamic and evolving view of the self. This mindset recognizes that skills, talents, and intelligence are not fixed traits but malleable qualities that can be developed through effort, practice, and learning. It thrives on the belief that change is possible and improvement is attainable. With the right mindset and training, a fixed mindset stifles growth by equating challenges with failure. Those with this perspective avoid risks and challenges out of fear of exposing their perceived inadequacies. This mindset leads to statements like, "I'm just not good at math," or "I'll never be a leader." These beliefs discourage effort, making individuals retreat into comfort zones rather than striving for growth. From a Stoic perspective, this mindset is a form of self-imposed limitation. The Stoics believe that potential is not something predetermined, but something cultivated through choice and effort. Marcus Aurelius noted, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." A fixed mindset fails to recognize this truth, surrendering to circumstances rather than seeking mastery over them. In stark contrast, a growth mindset embraces the possibility of change and the value of effort. It understands that failure is not the end but a stepping stone on the path to improvement. This mindset aligns beautifully with the Stoic principle of self-improvement through practice. Epictetus taught, "No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. A growth mindset thrives on learning and persistence. It views challenges as opportunities to grow stronger and setbacks as valuable lessons. By adopting this perspective, individuals unlock their potential and find joy in the process of becoming better versions of themselves. The growth mindset mirrors many Stoic principles. 1. Embrace change as natural. The Stoics understood that change is inevitable and necessary for growth. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." A growth mindset thrives in this understanding, seeing change not as a threat, but as an opportunity. 2. View effort as noble. In Stoicism, effort aligned with virtue is a sign of strength and purpose. A growth mindset sees effort not as a burden, but as the pathway to improvement. 3. Welcome challenges. The Stoics often described adversity as a tool for refining character. Similarly, a growth mindset embraces challenges as the crucibles in which skills and resilience are forged. The choice between a fixed and a growth mindset ultimately determines how you approach life's opportunities and obstacles. A fixed mindset resigns itself to what is, while a growth mindset envisions what could be. By adopting a growth mindset, you align yourself with the Stoic ideal of living intentionally, embracing effort, and striving toward self-improvement. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." This wisdom reminds us that we are not defined by our starting point, but by our willingness to grow, adapt, and strive toward excellence. Reflecting on the 3 pairs of mindsets, abundance versus scarcity, productive versus defensive, and growth versus fixed, a clear pattern emerges. One mindset in each pair encourages exploration, growth, and a deeper sense of fulfillment. The other, however, restricts these possibilities, anchoring you in stagnation and dissatisfaction. The expansive mindsets, abundance, productive, and growth, empower you to see life as a dynamic process filled with opportunities. They align with the Stoic ideals of striving for self-improvement, practicing virtue, and focusing on what lies within your control. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this beautifully when he wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." These empowering mindsets transform challenges into pathways for growth, fostering resilience and contentment. Conversely, the limiting mindsets, scarcity, defensive, and fixed, may initially seem comforting or easier to adopt. They require less effort, less vulnerability, and less risk. However, this perceived comfort comes at a steep price. These mindsets repel the very opportunities that could lead to fulfillment, progress, and achievement. They create a cycle of fear and inaction, holding you back from reaching your full potential. While limiting mindsets may appear to shield you from discomfort or failure, they do so at the expense of growth and possibility. They encourage avoidance rather than action, fear rather than courage, and stagnation rather than progress. Seneca warned of this cost, stating, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." A mindset rooted in limitation wastes, not just time, but the immense potential that lies within each of us. By clinging to what feels safe and easy, these mindsets prevent you from embracing the transformative power of effort and resilience. Limiting mindsets also distort your perception of the world, making you see scarcity where there is abundance, obstacles where there are opportunities, and fixed limitations where there is room for growth. This distorted view narrows your path, leaving little room for the joy of discovery or the satisfaction of overcoming challenges. To break free from limiting mindsets, it is essential to embrace the empowering alternatives. This requires a shift in perspective, one rooted in courage, curiosity, and a willingness to grow. The Stoics remind us that such a shift is always within our reach. Epictetus said, "First, learn the meaning of what you say and then speak." Similarly, understanding the value of empowering mindsets is the first step toward adopting them. Here are some ways to make this shift. Recognize the illusion of comfort. Understand that the comfort offered by limiting mindsets is temporary and superficial. True contentment comes from growth, effort, and embracing life's challenges. Reframe challenges as opportunities. Practice seeing obstacles as tools for growth. Remind yourself that every setback is a chance to learn and improve. Cultivate gratitude and focus. An abundance mindset starts with recognizing and appreciating what you already have. Similarly, a productive mindset thrives on focusing your energy on what truly matters. Adopt lifelong learning. Embrace the growth mindset by seeking knowledge, developing new skills, and remaining open to change. Seneca wisely advised, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Ultimately, the choice between empowering and limiting mindsets is yours. It is a choice that determines whether you approach life with curiosity, courage, and purpose, or with fear, passivity, and resignation. By embracing the mindsets that foster growth, you align yourself with the Stoic path of living with intention and virtue. As Marcus Aurelius said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this, and you will find strength. Strength lies in choosing to grow, to explore, and to live fully. 50. Your mindset is more than just a way of thinking. It is a lens through which you view the world, interpret experiences, and make decisions. It has a dual nature, capable of being either your greatest ally or your most significant obstacle. On one hand, a positive and empowering mindset can open doors to opportunities, growth, and fulfillment. It allows you to see possibilities where others see barriers and to approach challenges with confidence and resilience. On the other hand, a limiting or negative mindset can set serious restrictions on your potential. It can trap you in self-defeating cycles, reinforcing beliefs that prevent you from exploring your true capabilities. The Stoics deeply understood the power of mindset. Epictetus taught, "It is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This simple truth highlights why mindset is so important. It determines how you interpret and respond to life's events. The stories you tell yourself and the beliefs you hold about your abilities can either elevate you or hold you back. Every mindset operates in two directions. It can. 1. Spot opportunities. An empowering mindset helps you recognize possibilities where others see limitations. It encourages you to take risks, explore new paths, and grow through experience. For example, a growth mindset enables you to see failures not as endings, but as lessons, each one bringing you closer to success. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." This attitude transforms setbacks into stepping stones. 2. Trap you in limitation. Conversely, a limiting mindset can blind you to opportunities and keep you stuck in unproductive patterns. For instance, a fixed mindset leads to self-defeating beliefs such as, "I'll never be good at this," or "This is just the way I am." These narratives close doors before they are even opened, creating a cycle of inaction and frustration. Your beliefs, whether empowering or limiting, shape your reality. If you believe you are capable of growth, you will find ways to improve. If you believe you are stuck, you will subconsciously avoid the very actions that could help you move forward. The importance of mindset lies in the stories you tell yourself about who you are and what you are capable of. These inner narratives shape your identity, your decisions, and ultimately your life. A Stoic would remind you to choose these stories wisely, for they have the power to define your path. Seneca wisely stated, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." The beliefs you hold about yourself are often more powerful than the external circumstances you face. A mindset rooted in fear or doubt amplifies challenges, while a mindset grounded in confidence and resilience minimizes them. Here are some examples of how mindset influences your inner stories. Limiting narrative. "I can't start this because I'm not ready." This belief traps you in inaction, convincing you to wait for a perfect moment that never arrives. Empowering narrative. "I'll start now and learn as I go." This belief propels you into action, fostering growth through experience and adaptation. The Stoics understood that our beliefs are the foundation of our actions and attitudes. They encouraged us to examine these beliefs regularly and discard those that no longer serve us. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If you are pained by anything external, it is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. And this you have the power to revoke at any moment." This wisdom underscores the importance of cultivating a mindset that aligns with reason, virtue, and purpose. By choosing empowering beliefs and rejecting self-defeating narratives, you can unlock your potential and create a life of meaning and fulfillment. Ultimately, mindset is about choice. Will you choose beliefs that empower you or ones that limit you? Will you tell yourself stories of possibility or stories of defeat? The importance of mindset lies in its ability to shape your reality. As the Stoics remind us, this power resides entirely within your control. Epictetus captured this truth perfectly. You are not your body and hairstyle, but your capacity for choosing well. If your choices are beautiful, so too will you be. The beauty of mindset is that it can always be cultivated, refined, and strengthened to serve your highest potential. If you become trapped in a negative or limiting mindset, it can act as a powerful barrier to change. Instead of propelling you forward, this mindset holds you back, preventing growth, transformation, and progress. It creates a self-reinforcing cycle, where fear of failure, doubt, or resistance to discomfort stops you from pursuing new opportunities or making meaningful adjustments in your life. From a Stoic perspective, this is one of the greatest tragedies of human potential, allowing your own thoughts to become obstacles. Marcus Aurelius recognized this danger when he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." A negative mindset relinquishes this power, surrendering control to external circumstances and internal fears. A limiting mindset thrives on static beliefs such as, "I'm not capable of change. This is just who I am. It's too late to start over." These beliefs may feel safe or even comforting because they remove the pressure to take risks or face challenges. However, they also close the door to progress. They prevent you from stepping into the discomfort required for growth, keeping you stuck in a life dictated by fear and hesitation. Epictetus warned against this kind of thinking. Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them. A negative mindset distorts your view of the world, making challenges seem insurmountable and change appear impossible. You have the ability to see possibilities and solutions. One of the most profound effects of a negative mindset is its ability to halt change entirely. Change by its nature requires a willingness to take action, embrace uncertainty, and let go of old patterns. A limiting mindset resists all of these, creating excuses to stay within the comfort zone of familiarity, even when it no longer serves you. This resistance can manifest in various ways. Fear of failure. A negative mindset exaggerates the risks of failure, making it seem safer to avoid trying altogether. Stoic perspective. Failure is a teacher, not an end. As Seneca wrote, difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body. Change often requires stepping into discomfort. A limiting mindset avoids this, clinging to what feels easy or safe. Stoic perspective. Discomfort is a natural part of growth. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." Negative mindsets are rooted in fixed ideas about yourself and the world. These beliefs create a mental cage that prevents you from exploring new possibilities. Stoic perspective. Growth begins with questioning your beliefs. Epictetus urged, "First, learn the meaning of what you say and then speak." To escape the trap of a limiting mindset, you must first recognize its influence over your thoughts and actions. The Stoics offered practical advice for doing so. 1. Examine your beliefs. Question whether your thoughts are based on truth or fear. Are you holding on to assumptions that limit your potential? 2. Embrace discomfort. Recognize that change requires effort and uncertainty. These are not barriers but signs of progress. 3. Focus on what you can control. Redirect your energy toward the aspects of life you can influence your thoughts, actions, and choices. 4. Cultivate gratitude. Shift your focus from what you lack to what you have. Gratitude transforms limitations into opportunities. By adopting these practices, you can transform a limiting mindset into one that fosters growth, resilience, and positive change. As the Stoics remind us, the power to change begins within. In contrast to the limitations of a negative mindset, developing a positive mindset creates fertile ground for growth and transformation. It allows new skills to blossom, new opportunities to emerge, and new perspectives to flourish. A positive mindset doesn't simply accept change. It actively seeks it, nurturing the conditions necessary for personal and professional development. The Stoics emphasize the importance of adopting a mindset that fosters growth and virtue. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look there." A positive mindset taps into this internal reservoir, enabling you to develop skills and unlock potential you may not have known you possessed. A positive mindset is like a well-tended garden, providing the necessary conditions for growth. 1. Openness to learning. With a positive mindset, you view every experience, success, or failure as an opportunity to learn and improve. This openness fosters curiosity and a willingness to explore new skills. Stoic insight. Epictetus encouraged his students to see challenges as lessons, saying, "He who is not every day conquering some fear has not learned the secret of life." 2. Resilience in adversity. A positive mindset enables you to persist through challenges and setbacks, seeing them not as roadblocks but as stepping stones. Stoic insight, Seneca advised, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." Resilience is built by facing adversity with courage and resolve. 3. Confidence in potential. By believing in your ability to grow, a positive mindset removes the limitations imposed by self-doubt. It encourages you to try, fail, and try again until success is achieved. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. When you approach life with a positive mindset, you create the space for new skills to take root and flourish. Whether it's mastering a new craft, improving a relationship, or developing emotional intelligence, a positive mindset provides the clarity and energy needed to grow. This process is not instantaneous, but like the Stoic idea of progress, it is steady and deliberate. Epictetus likened growth to the cultivation of a tree. No great thing is created suddenly, any more than a bunch of grapes or a fig. If you tell me that you desire a fig, I answer you that there must be time. Let it first blossom, then bear fruit, then ripen. A positive mindset recognizes that growth requires patience, effort, and care. To foster a positive mindset that enables growth, adopt a learning perspective. View mistakes as part of the process and focus on the lessons they bring. Celebrate small wins. Recognize and appreciate incremental progress. It's the foundation of larger achievements. Surround yourself with positivity. Engage with people, environments, and activities that inspire and uplift you. Focus on your inner strength. Trust in your ability to adapt, learn, and grow no matter the circumstances. By cultivating a positive mindset, you not only allow new skills to blossom, but also create a life filled with purpose, growth, and resilience. The Stoics remind us that the greatest strength lies within, and that it is through nurturing this strength that we achieve our fullest potential. Your mindset is the foundation of your beliefs, and as such, it wields immense potential to shape the course of your life. For most people, their beliefs lie at the very core of their efforts. These beliefs influence how they approach challenges, make decisions, and persevere in the face of adversity. Ultimately, it is this set of beliefs that often distinguishes those who succeed in their endeavors from those who continue to struggle. The Stoics recognize the profound power of beliefs in shaping one's life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." This timeless wisdom reminds us that the way we think, the beliefs we cultivate and hold on to, determines the quality of our actions, the depth of our resilience, and the trajectory of our lives. At its essence, mindset fuels the effort you put into achieving your goals. A positive, empowering mindset imbued with productive beliefs enables you to face difficulties head-on and persevere where others may falter. Conversely, a limiting or negative mindset drains motivation, causing self-doubt and hesitation to take root. Consider these two contrasting beliefs. 1. Empowering belief. I can grow and improve through effort and learning. This belief fosters resilience, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace challenges, leading to consistent progress. 2. Limiting belief. I am not good enough and I'll never succeed. This belief traps individuals in a cycle of self-defeat, preventing them from taking the steps necessary to improve. Epictetus emphasized the importance of examining and refining beliefs and a teaching. What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things. By changing the way we perceive and judge situations, we can change the outcomes of our actions. The impact of mindset is most evident when comparing those who achieve success with those who struggle. Successful individuals tend to share a mindset characterized by resilience, adaptability, and an openness to growth. They view obstacles not as barriers, but as opportunities to learn and refine their approach. The Stoics referred to this mindset as living in harmony with logos, a rational and virtuous approach to life. Marcus Aurelius urged himself to align his thoughts and actions with reason, writing, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This mindset empowers individuals to remain focused, composed, and purposeful, even in the face of adversity. On the other hand, those who struggle often fall into the trap of a fixed or negative mindset, allowing fear, doubt, or external circumstances to dictate their efforts. This mindset leads to stagnation, as they become stuck in a pattern of avoidance or blame rather than taking responsibility for their growth. The transformative power of mindset. The significance of mindset in life cannot be overstated. It influences 1. Decision-making. A positive mindset encourages thoughtful, reasoned decisions, while a negative mindset leads to reactive, fear-driven choices. 2. Resilience. Empowering beliefs foster the strength to endure setbacks and persist through challenges. A fulfillment. A growth-oriented mindset enables you to find meaning and satisfaction in the process of self-improvement and achievement. 4. Relationships. Your mindset shapes how you interact with others, fostering collaboration and empathy, or conversely, competition and isolation. By cultivating a mindset rooted in empowering beliefs, you unlock the potential to transform not only your efforts, but also your entire experience of life. As Seneca said, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." It is through effort, guided by the right mindset, that true success is achieved. Beliefs, the foundation of your abilities. The beliefs you hold about yourself form the foundation of where your abilities originate. Consider your talents, intelligence, and personality. Do you see these traits as fixed and unchanging, or as aspects that can be cultivated and improved throughout your life? This distinction between rigidity and flexibility in your beliefs plays a pivotal role in shaping your mindset. The Stoics would argue that our abilities are not static but are developed through effort, discipline, and persistence. Epictetus taught, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This wisdom encourages us to see our traits and skills not as predetermined limits, but as areas where we can grow through intentional action. Your mindset, whether fixed or growth-oriented, is determined by how rigid or flexible your beliefs are. A fixed mindset assumes that traits like intelligence or talent are innate and unchangeable. This rigidity discourages effort and risk-taking, as failures are seen as evidence of inadequacy. Conversely, a growth mindset embraces the idea that these traits are malleable and can be developed through learning, practice, and perseverance. This flexibility fosters resilience, curiosity, and a willingness to embrace challenges. The Stoics were proponents of this dynamic view. Marcus Aurelius observed, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By exercising this power, we can shift our beliefs from rigidity to flexibility, unlocking our potential for growth. Mindset, a prerequisite for success. Having the right mindset is essential for success in any endeavor. Whether you are a parent, teacher, student, entrepreneur, or engaged in any other role, your mindset shapes how you approach challenges, interact with others, and persevere in the face of difficulties. It is the mental framework that determines not only what you attempt, but also how you respond when things don't go as planned. The Stoics understood this deeply and emphasized the importance of aligning one's thoughts with purpose and virtue. Seneca advised, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." A proper mindset prepares you to seize opportunities, adapt to change, and overcome adversity, laying the groundwork for success in any field. The right mindset equips you with several key advantages. 1. Resilience in adversity. A growth-oriented mindset helps you view setbacks as opportunities to learn rather than reasons to give up. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." 2. Lifelong learning. Flexibility in beliefs encourages continuous improvement and the pursuit of knowledge. Stoic insight. Epictetus emphasized, "We are not disturbed by what happens to us, but by our thoughts about what happens." 3. Purposeful action. The right mindset keeps you focused on what truly matters, enabling you to act with clarity and intention. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." 4. Collaboration and empathy. A growth mindset fosters better relationships by encouraging understanding and cooperation, rather than competition and defensiveness. Cultivating the right mindset. To cultivate the right mindset for any task, consider the following practices. Challenge your beliefs. Regularly question whether your assumptions about yourself and your abilities are holding you back. Embrace effort. Understand that growth requires sustained effort, and that failure is part of the process. Focus on growth, not perfection. Strive for progress, not flawlessness. Recognizing that mastery takes time. Align with purpose. Keep your actions aligned with your values and goals, ensuring that your efforts are meaningful. By adopting these practices, you can develop a mindset that not only supports your success, but also enhances your sense of fulfillment and purpose. Every profession and life role comes with its own hurdles and obstacles. These challenges are an inevitable part of the human experience. However, your mindset determines how you approach them. A positive mindset not only equips you to overcome these obstacles, but also encourages you to welcome them as opportunities for growth and learning. The Stoics believe deeply in the transformative power of perspective. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This wisdom highlights how obstacles, when approached with the right mindset, can become catalysts for progress and self-improvement. When you observe the people around you, you'll notice that individuals facing similar circumstances often experience vastly different outcomes. Why is that? The answer lies in their mindset. Your interpretation of events and situations influences how you respond to them, and your response ultimately determines the results. For example, someone with a positive mindset might view a setback as a temporary challenge, using it as motivation to adapt, improve, and try again. Conversely, someone with a negative mindset may see the same setback as proof of failure, leading them to give up or spiral into self-doubt. Epictetus emphasized this distinction when he taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." A positive mindset fosters resilience, while a negative mindset amplifies despair, creating a self-fulfilling cycle of defeat. At the heart of your mindset are your core beliefs, those deeply ingrained ideas about yourself and the world. These beliefs act as a filter, shaping how you interpret and react to challenges. If your core beliefs support you, they provide the foundation for perseverance and success. If they do not, they set the stage for surrender and stagnation. Every challenge is an opportunity to grow. These beliefs encourage persistence, innovation, and a willingness to explore new approaches. Limiting beliefs. "I'm not capable of handling this." These beliefs lead to avoidance, resignation, and a lack of effort when faced with difficulties. The Stoics urged us to continually examine and refine our beliefs. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By aligning your beliefs with reason and virtue, you create a mindset that empowers rather than limits you. A negative mindset magnifies the impact of unpleasant experiences. Every setback feels catastrophic, as though the world is collapsing under your feet. This mindset not only hinders your ability to recover, but also prevents you from seeing alternative solutions or new opportunities. Seneca warned against this, saying, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." A negative mindset distorts reality, making challenges appear insurmountable. This distortion often leads to premature surrender, even when persistence or a change in approach could lead to success. If your current mindset doesn't support your growth, it's time to change your frame of mind. This shift requires intentional effort and self-reflection. The Stoics provided practical guidance for cultivating a more positive and resilient mindset. 1. Examine your core beliefs. Reflect on the stories you tell yourself. Are they empowering or limiting? Challenge any beliefs that hold you back. Those reframe challenges. Instead of viewing difficulties as threats, see them as opportunities to grow stronger and wiser. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight. 3. Adopt a growth mindset. Embrace the idea that effort, learning, and persistence can lead to improvement. Failure is not the end, it's a step along the way. Stoic insight. Epictetus taught, no great thing is created suddenly. 4. Focus on what you can control. Redirect your energy toward your actions, thoughts, and attitudes rather than worrying about external factors. Stoic insight. Make the best use of what is in your power and take the rest as it happens. Epictetus. By shifting your mindset, you empower yourself to approach life's challenges with confidence, resilience, and clarity. The Stoics remind us that our greatest strength lies within, and it is through mastering our mindset that we unlock this strength. They are dynamic frameworks that shape how you interpret and react to situations, influencing not only your decisions but also your tendencies and patterns of behavior. Your mindset serves as a cognitive compass, guiding how you navigate the complexities of life. It allows you to frame situations, focus on what truly matters, and filter out distractions, ensuring you remain balanced and purposeful. The Stoics recognize the immense power of mindset to dictate responses to external events. Epictetus taught, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. This wisdom underscores the active role that mindset plays in shaping our emotional and behavioral responses, enabling us to act with clarity and intention, rather than being overwhelmed by the chaos of the moment. One of the key functions of a mindset is its ability to act as a filter for your experiences. Your mindset directs your attention to the most relevant cues in a situation, helping you prioritize what matters most. At the same time, it filters out irrelevant information, preventing cognitive overload, and allowing you to focus your energy where it's needed. This selective attention is vital in managing life's complexities. Without it, you risk becoming overwhelmed by the sheer volume of information and stimuli in your environment. A well-tuned mindset ensures that you remain anchored in what is meaningful and actionable, enabling you to make clear and effective decisions. The Stoics referred to this process as focusing on what lies within your control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You framing situations for growth mindsets also play a critical role in how you frame situations. Whether you see an event as an obstacle, a challenge, or an opportunity depends largely on your mindset. This framing not only influences your emotional response, but also dictates the actions you take. For example, empowering frame. A growth-oriented mindset frames challenges as opportunities for learning and self-improvement. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset transforms obstacles into stepping stones. A fixed or negative mindset frames challenges as insurmountable barriers, leading to avoidance and resignation. Stoic insight. Epictetus warned, "Men are disturbed not by things, but by the views they take of them." This mindset magnifies difficulties, making them seem more daunting than they are. Your mindset not only filters information, but also directs your attention with purpose. It determines what you focus on, shaping your perception of reality. For example, a positive mindset focuses on solutions, opportunities, and strengths, empowering you to act decisively and constructively. A negative mindset fixates on problems, threats, and limitations, creating a sense of helplessness and inertia. The Stoics emphasize the importance of cultivating a disciplined mind that chooses its focus wisely. Seneca wrote, "It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more that is poor." This perspective reminds us that where we direct our attention toward abundance or scarcity, growth or limitation shapes our experience of life. To fully harness the cognitive functions of your mindset, consider the following practices. Actively choose to see challenges as opportunities to grow and learn. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on how you can turn obstacles into opportunities. Train your attention to prioritize meaningful goals and actions, filtering out distractions. Stoic practice. Regularly remind yourself of what is within your control. Cultivate a mindset that allows you to adapt to new information and changing circumstances. Stoic practice. Accept the inevitability of change as part of life's natural flow. By understanding and refining your mindset, you gain the ability to frame situations constructively, focus your attention intentionally, and navigate life with clarity and purpose. The Stoics remind us that the mind, when properly disciplined, is our greatest ally in achieving a fulfilling and virtuous life. Your mindset does more than just frame situations or filter information. It also serves as a compass guiding you toward meaningful goals. By recommending sensible and achievable objectives, your mindset provides you with a sense of direction and purpose. This guidance is essential for navigating the complexities of life with clarity and focus. The Stoics understood the importance of living with purpose. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "People who labor all their lives but have no purpose to direct every thought and impulse toward are wasting their time, even when hard at work." A well-cultivated mindset ensures that your efforts are not scattered but aligned with clear, rational goals that lead to growth and fulfillment. When your mindset becomes habitual, it moves beyond a mere way of thinking to become a defining part of who you are. Your consistent patterns of thought and behavior shape your identity, influencing not only how you perceive yourself, but also how others perceive you. For example, a positive and growth-oriented mindset defines you as resilient, adaptable, and proactive. A negative or fixed mindset can confine you to a self-limiting narrative, shaping your identity around fear, doubt, or resignation. Seneca emphasized the role of habits in defining character. Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. The habits you cultivate through your mindset determine not just what you achieve, but who you become over time. Your mindset not only reflects who you are today, but also predicts who you can become. By setting rational goals, focusing on growth, and aligning your actions with purpose, your mindset becomes a roadmap to your future self. It enables you to envision possibilities beyond your current limitations and to take deliberate steps toward realizing them. The Stoics believed that identity is not static but dynamic, shaped by the choices we make daily. Epictetus advised, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." This principle highlights the power of a purposeful mindset to transform potential into reality, cultivating a mindset that defines your best self. To ensure your mindset is both a guide and a reflection of your highest potential, consider these practices. Choose objectives that are aligned with your values and within your control. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to focus on what is essential and achievable. Evaluate whether your daily actions support the identity you wish to cultivate. Stoic practice. Keep a journal to track progress and refine your habits. Recognize that identity is fluid and can evolve with effort and intentionality. Stoic insight. Seneca encouraged embracing change as a natural and necessary part of growth. Ensure your mindset and behaviors are consistent, creating harmony between who you are and who you want to be. Stoic practice. Practice self-discipline to align your actions with your principles. By cultivating a mindset that aligns with purpose and growth, you not only achieve your goals but also define your identity in ways that are meaningful and fulfilling. The Stoics remind us that who we become is the result of what we think and do consistently over time. For most people, their mindset is shaped early in life. Parents, teachers, friends, and other influential figures contribute to this process, consciously or unconsciously instilling beliefs and perspectives. As a child, with no alternative points of reference, you readily absorb the knowledge and attitudes offered to you. These early lessons become embedded within your psyche, forming the foundation of your beliefs about the world and your place within it. The Stoics were keenly aware of the formative power of early influences. They emphasized the importance of examining and challenging inherited beliefs. Epictetus taught, "First learn the meaning of what you say and then speak." This wisdom reminds us to reflect on the origins of our beliefs and evaluate whether they serve us or hinder us. As you grow and mature, life presents new experiences and perspectives that may contradict the knowledge you absorbed in childhood. These moments of contradiction have the potential to reshape your mindset, challenging outdated or limiting beliefs. However, the early influences often remain deeply ingrained, serving as a reference point for much of your life. This duality can either be empowering or restrictive, depending on the nature of your early conditioning. For example, positive early influences. If you were surrounded by supportive, optimistic individuals, you may carry forward a mindset that encourages resilience, curiosity, and a sense of possibility. Negative early influences. If you were exposed to anxiety, overwhelm, or negativity, you may develop a mindset that mirrors these reactions, viewing life through a lens of fear and limitation. Marcus Aurelius acknowledged this tension, writing, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Your mindset evolves through repeated exposure and practice. becoming stronger with each reinforcement of your beliefs. Once a mindset takes hold, it tends to reinforce itself. This can be a source of strength or a trap, depending on whether the mindset is positive or negative. If you become locked in a negative or limiting mindset, you're likely to repeat negative self-talk and interpret events in ways that confirm your fears or doubts. Over time, this practice creates a self-fulfilling cycle, where your beliefs shape your actions and your actions reinforce your beliefs. Eventually, you may come to see this distorted reality as truth. Stoic insight. Epictetus warned, "What upsets people is not things themselves, but their judgments about things." By challenging your judgments, you can begin to break free from this cycle. On the other hand, if you cultivate a positive mindset, it reinforces itself through empowering beliefs and constructive actions. Each success, no matter how small, bolsters your confidence and encourages further growth. This upward spiral transforms challenges into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Our actions may be impeded, but there can be no impeding our intentions or dispositions, because we can accommodate and adapt." The mind adapts and converts to its own purposes the obstacle to our acting. To escape the trap of a negative mindset and build a positive one, it's essential to interrupt the self-reinforcing cycle of negative beliefs and behaviors. The Stoics offer timeless practices for doing so. Reflect on the origins of your mindset. Are your beliefs rooted in early influences that no longer serve you? Stoic practice. Journal regularly to uncover and question outdated assumptions. Challenge self-defeating narratives by replacing them with empowering alternatives. Stoic practice. Adopt Marcus Aurelius's approach of seeing obstacles as opportunities to grow. Reinforce a positive mindset by intentionally cultivating habits that align with your goals and values. Stoic practice. Focus on what lies within your control, letting go of what does not. Seek out environments and relationships that inspire growth, optimism, and resilience. Stoic practice. Seneca advised, "Associate with people who are likely to improve you." Whether your mindset is positive or negative, it is a powerful force that shapes your reality. The Stoics remind us that while we cannot change our past or early influences, we have complete control over how we respond to them. By choosing to cultivate a positive mindset, you can transform your beliefs, actions, and life. As Seneca said, each day acquires its own significance by accepting what it brings. While repetition plays a significant role in forming habits and beliefs, it is not the only factor at work. Emotion acts as a catalyst, intensifying the effects of repeated thoughts and actions. When emotions are intertwined with behavior, the results can be profoundly altered, embedding habits and beliefs more quickly and deeply, for better or worse. The Stoics understood the power of emotions to influence behavior and emphasized the importance of managing them wisely. Epictetus taught, "It's not things that disturb us, but our interpretation of them." This principle reminds us that while emotions are natural, our response to them determines their impact on our habits and beliefs. Both helpful and harmful habits are formed through repetition, but when paired with strong emotions, these habits take root more quickly and powerfully. Emotions serve as an amplifier, making certain behaviors feel more rewarding or more necessary depending on the context. For example, consider comfort eating. You know intellectually that this habit isn't beneficial for your health. However, during moments of emotional distress, the act of eating provides temporary relief, creating a powerful emotional association between the behavior and feeling better. Over time, this cycle reinforces itself. The repeated action paired with the emotional reward solidifies the habit. Marcus Aurelius acknowledged this dynamic in his writings, urging himself to resist being ruled by fleeting pleasures or pain. If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them. And it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now. The combination of repetition and emotion creates a feedback loop. 1. The trigger, emotional distress or discomfort, prompts the behavior. Example, stress leads to comfort eating. 2. The behavior, the action, eating, temporarily alleviates the emotional discomfort. The reinforcement, the emotional relief strengthens the association between the behavior and feeling better, making it more likely to recur. This process applies to both constructive and destructive habits. Helpful habits, Actions like regular exercise or mindfulness, practice can create positive emotional associations that reinforce beneficial behaviors. Harmful habits, behaviors like procrastination or excessive indulgence, are similarly reinforced by emotional relief, even if they lead to negative outcomes in the long term. The Stoics would argue that breaking free from harmful cycles requires conscious awareness and deliberate effort. Seneca advised, hold fast to this thought, that this is what is needed by the happy life: simplicity, virtue, and reason. By simplifying our emotional responses and aligning them with reason, we can disrupt unhealthy patterns. The same emotional intensity that reinforces bad habits can be redirected to strengthen positive ones. Here's how. Reflect on what emotions drive your behavior. Are they fear, sadness, stress, or something else? Awareness is the first step toward change. Stoic insight. Epictetus urged his students to observe their thoughts and actions, critically to uncover their true motivations. Replace the short-term emotional relief from harmful habits with the satisfaction of long-term benefits. For example, instead of reaching for comfort food, take a walk or meditate to manage stress. Stoic practice. Focus on the value of aligning your actions with your goals and virtues. Pair constructive habits with positive emotions to reinforce them. Celebrate small victories and allow yourself to feel the joy of progress. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to find contentment in fulfilling his duties, no matter how small. Cultivate equanimity by training yourself to respond thoughtfully to emotional triggers, rather than reacting impulsively. Stoic practice, daily reflection, or journaling can help you process emotions and align your responses with reason. Understanding the role of emotion in shaping habits empowers you to break free from destructive cycles and cultivate behaviors that serve your highest potential. While emotions are powerful, they need not control you. The Stoics remind us that with discipline and awareness, you can master your responses and create a mindset that supports growth and resilience. As Marcus Aurelius said, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. By harnessing this power, you can rewrite the emotional scripts that shape your habits, creating a life of purpose and fulfillment. Neuroscience, the study of the nervous system, offers fascinating insights into how your mindset is formed and reinforced. The brain is constantly creating and dismantling neural pathways, networks of connections that influence your thoughts, behaviors, and decision-making processes. These pathways are the foundation of your habits and patterns, shaping not only how you perceive yourself but also how you interact with the world. The Stoics, though lacking modern neuroscience, intuitively understood the power of repetition and mental discipline in shaping character. Epictetus observed, "We are what we repeatedly do." Excellence, then, is not an act but a habit. This timeless wisdom aligns with neuroscience's findings that habits and behaviors strengthen the neural pathways that support them. The brain operates on a principle of use it or lose it. 1. Strengthen pathways. Neural pathways that are frequently used become stronger, more efficient, and more dominant. These pathways reinforce the thoughts and behaviors associated with them, making certain actions or responses feel automatic or habitual. 2. Weakened pathways. Pathways that are underused weaken over time and may eventually be replaced. This process, known as neural pruning, allows the brain to eliminate unnecessary connections, making room for more relevant and frequently used ones. For instance, if you consistently practice positive self-talk and proactive behaviors, the neural pathways associated with optimism and action will strengthen. Conversely, if you frequently dwell on negativity or engage in avoidance behaviors, the pathways for these responses will become dominant. Marcus Aurelius understood the importance of training the mind through repetition and discipline. He wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." By focusing on constructive thoughts and actions, you can effectively recolor your mind to align with your goals and values. The plasticity of the brain, a hopeful truth. One of the most remarkable aspects of the brain is its neuroplasticity, its ability to adapt and change throughout life. This means that even deeply ingrained habits and thought patterns can be reshaped with intentional effort and repetition. You are not a prisoner of your past. Your brain is constantly evolving, offering endless opportunities for growth. The Stoics embraced this concept in their philosophy of self-improvement. Seneca wrote, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." no matter where you are starting from, you have the ability to create new pathways and foster a mindset that serves your highest potential. To strengthen the pathways that align with a positive mindset, consider the following practices. 1. Repetition and consistency. Regularly practice the thoughts and behaviors you wish to reinforce. The more you engage in constructive actions, the stronger their associated pathways become. Stoic practice. Start each day with affirmations or journaling to set a positive tone. 2. Challenge negative patterns. When you notice yourself engaging in unhelpful thoughts or behaviors, interrupt the pattern and consciously choose a different response. Stoic insight. Epictetus advised, don't explain your philosophy. Embody it. Take deliberate action to align your behaviors with your ideals. Learn new skills. Engaging in new activities creates fresh pathways, broadening your mindset and expanding your capabilities. Stoic insight, Marcus Aurelius, encouraged embracing challenges as opportunities for growth. Practice mindfulness. Mindfulness helps you become aware of your existing patterns and make intentional choices about which pathways to strengthen. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on what you can control and let go of distractions that weaken your focus. Your strengthened neural pathways not only determine your inner thought patterns, but also shape how you present yourself to the outside world. The decisions you make, the actions you take, and the way you respond to challenges are all influenced by the pathways you reinforce. This is why cultivating positive and empowering habits is essential, not just for personal growth, but for how others perceive and interact with you. As Marcus Aurelius said, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be one. By shaping your mindset through intentional practice, you align your internal world with the external presence you wish to project. Scientific data supports the concept that the brain is naturally pre-wired with a bias to learn and adapt. This innate ability, rooted in the brain's neuroplasticity, aligns with the notion that growth and development are central to human nature. The brain's capacity to form new neural pathways and adjust to changing circumstances reflects its constant readiness to learn and grow. However, this same adaptability also leaves room for a contrasting reality. Some people learn to stop learning. Over time, they may develop a fixed mindset, a belief that their abilities are static and unchangeable. This mindset inhibits growth and prevents individuals from reaching their potential, not because the brain lacks the capacity for change, but because they've stopped engaging it for that purpose. The Stoics believed that learning and growth were fundamental to living a virtuous life. Seneca emphasized, as long as you live, keep learning how to live. This sentiment reminds us that growth is not only possible, but also essential for a fulfilling life. People with a positive mindset are more likely to embrace this natural bias for learning. They actively seek improvement, believing that abilities can be developed through effort and persistence. This mindset not only drives growth, but also reinforces itself. As individuals improve, their belief in their capacity to grow strengthens, creating a positive feedback loop. For example, when someone with a positive mindset faces a challenge, they see it as an opportunity to learn, not as a test of their inherent worth. Each small success reinforces their belief that abilities can be enhanced, motivating them to continue striving for growth. This approach aligns closely with the Stoic principle of self-improvement through deliberate effort. Marcus Aurelius advised, do every act of your life as if it were your last. This focus on intentional, meaningful action fosters resilience and continuous progress. In contrast, a fixed mindset limits the brain's natural capacity for growth. By rejecting the possibility of change, people with this mindset view challenges as threats rather than opportunities and often avoid situations where their abilities might be tested. Over time, this avoidance becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy, as unused neural pathways weaken and the belief in their limitations solidifies. Epictetus warned against this type of resignation, saying, "You are not your body and hairstyle, but your capacity for choosing well. If your choices are beautiful, so too will you be." This teaching underscores the importance of choice in shaping not only our actions, but also our mindset. The connection between a positive mindset and improvement lies in the way the brain responds to effort. Each attempt to learn or improve reinforces the neural pathways associated with that skill or behavior. As progress is made, the belief that abilities can be enhanced gains credibility, encouraging further effort. Positive mindsets help individuals recover from setbacks by framing failure as a stepping stone rather than a dead end. This reinforcing cycle mirrors the Stoic idea of progress through practice. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." Action, not intention alone, fuels growth and improvement. To leverage the brain's natural inclination to learn, consider the following strategies. Embrace the belief that abilities can be developed through effort and persistence. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Question fixed beliefs about what you can or cannot achieve. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on how your actions align with your potential for growth. Acknowledge and build upon incremental progress to reinforce the belief in your ability to improve. Stoic insight. Seneca encouraged finding fulfillment in the process, not just the outcome. View failures as opportunities to refine your approach and build resilience. Stoic practice. Reframe challenges as lessons, following Epictetus's advice to see obstacles as teachers. The brain's natural bias for learning is a powerful tool, but it requires the right mindset to be fully realized. A positive mindset aligns with this biological advantage, fostering growth and continuous improvement. Conversely, a fixed mindset stifles this potential, leaving individuals trapped in a cycle of limitation and avoidance. As the Stoics remind us, growth is not just a possibility, but a responsibility. By cultivating a mindset that embraces learning, you not only unlock your potential, but also align yourself with the principles of resilience, adaptability, and virtue. On the other side of the spectrum, individuals with a negative mindset often find themselves trapped in a cycle of stagnation. This mindset fosters the belief that their abilities are fixed, leaving little room for improvement or growth. Over time, this belief reinforces itself, creating a self-fulfilling prophecy where they remain stuck at their current ability level. The Stoics understood that such stagnation stems not from external circumstances, but from internal resistance. Epictetus taught, "You are not held back by what you lack, but by the belief that you lack it." A negative mindset blinds individuals to the possibilities for growth that exist all around them, perpetuating the idea that progress is unattainable. A negative mindset creates a feedback loop that inhibits growth. 1. Fixed beliefs. Individuals believe their abilities are unchangeable, viewing challenges as threats rather than opportunities. 2. Avoidance of effort. Because they see effort as futile, they avoid trying new approaches or pushing their limits. 3. Reinforcement of failure. Each avoided opportunity reinforces the belief that improvement is impossible, solidifying their sense of inadequacy. This cycle not only prevents growth but also fosters feelings of helplessness and frustration. Marcus Aurelius recognized this danger, writing, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them." Changing this judgment is the first step toward breaking free from stagnation. Escaping the trap of stagnation requires a conscious effort to challenge limiting beliefs and embrace the possibility of growth. The Stoics provided practical guidance for shifting perspective. Reflect on whether your assumptions about your abilities are based on evidence or fear. Stoic insight, Marcus Aurelius advised, "Don't let your imagination be crushed by life as a whole. Stick with the situation at hand and ask, why is this so unbearable?" Instead of seeing obstacles as barriers, view them as opportunities to learn and grow. Stoic practice. Epictetus encouraged seeing difficulties as teachers, saying, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Stoic insight. Seneca emphasized the value of incremental progress, stating, "The man who has begun has half the work done." Shift your attention from external circumstances to the actions and attitudes you can change. Stoic practice. Remind yourself daily of what lies within your control and act accordingly. By actively challenging a negative mindset, you can break free from the stagnation it creates. This transformation requires effort, but the rewards are profound. As Marcus Aurelius observed, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. The very challenges that seem insurmountable can become stepping stones when approached with the right mindset. The key is to believe in the possibility of growth, to see effort as meaningful, and to embrace the discomfort of change as a natural part of the journey. With this shift, the cycle of stagnation is replaced with a cycle of progress, empowering you to unlock your full potential. A fixed mindset prioritizes results above all else. It focuses on outcomes like landing that job or losing those 30 pounds, with the belief that a person's worth or identity is defined by the end result. This rigid perspective often leads to an all-or-nothing approach, where failure to achieve the desired outcome is seen as a reflection of inadequacy rather than a learning opportunity. In contrast, a growth mindset emphasizes the importance of the process over the result. It teaches that the effort, discipline, and learning involved in achieving a goal are far more significant than the outcome itself. This mindset recognizes that intelligence, creativity, and success are not static traits, but qualities that can be developed and refined over time. The Stoics echoed this wisdom in their focus on action and progress rather than outcomes. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do what you can, even if you tear yourself apart." Most of the things people worry about are beyond your control. The growth mindset aligns with this principle by valuing effort and intentional action over external measures of success. The fixed mindset narrows your focus to a single result, leaving little room for flexibility or adaptation. This perspective can create a sense of pressure and fear, as any deviation from the desired outcome feels like failure. It often leads to fear of failure, discourages taking risks or trying new approaches. Stoic insight. Epictetus reminded his students that failure is not an end, but a necessary step in growth. No great thing is created suddenly. Obstacles are seen as barriers rather than opportunities, leading to discouragement and inaction. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." By focusing solely on the result, the fixed mindset neglects the personal growth that comes from the process, leaving little room for improvement. A growth mindset, on the other hand, frees you from the tyranny of results. It encourages you to view the journey as an opportunity to develop new skills, expand your knowledge, and refine your character. By focusing on the process, the growth mindset values persistence and hard work as essential components of success. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." Challenges are reframed as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as failures. Stoic insight. Epictetus taught, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Improvement. With a focus on the process, there is always room for growth, regardless of the outcome. This mindset allows you to find fulfillment in the act of striving itself. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius encouraged finding joy in progress, saying, "Progress is not achieved by luck or accident, but by working on yourself daily." By focusing on the process, you develop qualities like resilience, creativity, and adaptability, which are far more enduring than any single result. The process-oriented mindset helps you build long-term success. Achievements become a byproduct of consistent effort and learning, rather than the sole measure of worth. Foster inner growth. The skills, discipline, and character you develop during the process stay with you, enriching your life beyond the immediate goal. Align with virtue. In Stoicism, virtuous action is its own reward. By focusing on the process, you align your efforts with principles of integrity, wisdom, and resilience to cultivate a growth mindset that prioritizes process over results. Instead of focusing solely on outcomes, set goals that emphasize effort and learning. For example, aim to exercise regularly rather than obsess over a specific weight. Acknowledge the progress you make during the journey, no matter how incremental. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on what you accomplished and what you learned. Recognize that while outcomes matter, they do not define your worth. Focus on what you can control, your effort and actions. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Treat every challenge and setback as an opportunity to grow, knowing that improvement is a continuous process. Stoic insight. Seneca advised, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." By prioritizing the process over the result, you create space for growth, fulfillment, and resilience. The Stoics remind us that true success lies not in achieving a single outcome, but in cultivating a life of purpose, virtue, and intentional action. By now, it is clear that the way you think about your abilities has a profound effect on the results you achieve in life. What you believe about your potential shapes your actions, decisions, and ultimately, your outcomes. Both fixed and growth mindsets are highly self-reinforcing but in vastly different ways, each leading down a distinct path. The Stoics understood the importance of belief in shaping behavior and outcomes. Epictetus taught, first, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. Similarly, the beliefs you hold about yourself must be carefully examined, as they form the foundation of your actions and, by extension, your life. A fixed mindset stems from the belief that ability is an innate, unchangeable trait, something you are born with and cannot alter. This mindset traps individuals in a self-reinforcing cycle of limitation. Belief: I can't change or improve. My ability is fixed. Behavior: avoiding challenges, fearing failure, and hesitating to put in effort because it feels pointless. Result: little to no growth, reinforcing the belief that improvement is impossible. Marcus Aurelius would remind us that this mindset is flawed because it focuses on external limitations rather than internal capabilities. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The fixed mindset neglects this power, leaving potential untapped and unrealized. In contrast, a growth mindset thrives on the belief that abilities can be developed through effort, practice, and persistence. This mindset creates a positive feedback loop. Belief: I can grow and improve with effort and learning. Behavior: embracing challenges, learning from failure, and putting in consistent effort. Result: growth and progress, which reinforce the belief in your ability to improve. The Stoics echoed the principles of the growth mindset in their philosophy of continuous self-improvement. Seneca observed, "Every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end." This wisdom encourages us to see every experience as an opportunity to learn, persisting in the face of setbacks, valuing effort as the path to mastery, finding inspiration in the success of others. The Stoics believed that behaviors aligned with virtue and reason were the foundation of a fulfilling life. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This philosophy aligns perfectly with the growth mindset, where challenges are reframed as tools for growth rather than barriers to success. Of the two mindsets, it is the growth mindset that unlocks the key to success. By believing in your ability to improve, you cultivate resilience, adaptability, and an openness to learning. These qualities not only lead to better results, but also foster a deeper sense of fulfillment and purpose. To embrace a growth mindset: 1. Challenge limiting beliefs. Reflect on whether your assumptions about your abilities are holding you back. 2. Reframe failure. View setbacks as stepping stones rather than endpoints. 3. Focus on effort. Value the process of learning and improvement, not just the outcome. 4. Seek inspiration. Surround yourself with people who motivate and encourage you to grow. The Stoics would remind us that growth is not an accident but a deliberate choice. Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." By daring to embrace effort and persistence, you align yourself with the principles of a growth mindset, unlocking your full potential. While adopting a growth mindset is essential for success, it doesn't mean that success comes easily. Hard work, persistence, and struggle are fundamental parts of the journey. However, their effectiveness depends on one critical factor: your belief in your ability to grow and improve. When you believe that you are not inherently limited and that you have control over your choices and actions, these efforts become meaningful and transformative. The Stoics emphasize the importance of effort paired with belief. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This wisdom reminds us that struggle and effort are only empowering when they are rooted in the understanding that we have agency over our mindset and destiny. Hard work, without the belief in your ability to change, often leads to frustration and burnout. In a fixed mindset, effort is seen as futile. If you believe your abilities are static, no amount of work will seem sufficient to achieve success. This perspective drains motivation and creates a cycle of stagnation. where struggle feels more like punishment than progress. Epictetus warned against surrendering to this kind of resignation. It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. When you believe that your circumstances or abilities are unchangeable, you limit your ability to benefit from persistence and hard work. In a growth mindset, effort is seen as the pathway to mastery. Struggle is reframed as a natural and necessary part of the process, not as a sign of inadequacy. When paired with the belief that you are in control of your progress, hard work becomes an empowering tool for achieving your goals. Persistence takes on a purposeful quality, as each step forward reinforces the understanding that success is within reach. Seneca beautifully encapsulated this idea. Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. This perspective encourages us to view struggle not as something to avoid, but as a tool for growth and transformation. At the heart of meaningful effort is the belief that you are in control of your destiny. This doesn't mean that you can control every external event, but it does mean that you have power over your mindset, actions, and responses. The Stoics often emphasized this distinction through the dichotomy of control, teaching that while we cannot dictate outcomes, we can always choose how we approach challenges. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself of this truth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. With this mindset, every obstacle becomes an opportunity, and every effort contributes to your growth, regardless of the outcome. To ensure that your hard work, persistence, and struggle lead to meaningful progress, cultivate the belief that abilities can be developed through effort. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You must build up your life action by action, and be content if each one achieves its goal. View challenges as opportunities to grow rather than as barriers." Stoic practice. Reflect daily on how you can turn obstacles into lessons. Direct your energy toward actions and attitudes within your influence. Stoic insight. Epictetus advised, "Make the best use of what is in your power, and take the rest as it happens. Let your long-term vision guide your actions, understanding that progress takes time and effort." Stoic practice. Embrace patience and consistency as virtues in their own right. When you combine hard work and persistence with the belief that you can grow and influence your destiny, you unlock your full potential. The Stoics remind us that while effort is essential, its true power lies in the mindset behind it. By believing in your ability to improve, you transform struggle into strength and effort into achievement. As Seneca wrote, "The bravest sight in the world is to see a great man struggling against adversity." With this belief, your journey becomes not just about achieving results, but about becoming the best version of yourself. Individuals with fixed and growth mindsets not only think differently, but also respond to information in profoundly distinct ways. These differences become especially stark when it comes to receiving feedback or information about their performance. The way each mindset processes and reacts to such information highlights their contrasting approaches to growth, effort, and self-perception. The Stoics recognize that how we interpret and respond to external events is far more significant than the events themselves. Epictetus taught, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle applies directly to how individuals with different mindsets react to feedback. People with a fixed mindset are most responsive to information that validates their performance, particularly when it highlights their success. For example, when trying out a new recipe, learning a new language, or excelling on a test, their minds are most engaged when they hear about how well they perform. Their focus is on external validation, praise, and acknowledgement, which reinforces their belief that success is tied to innate ability rather than effort or growth. Characteristics of this response include prioritization of results. The fixed mindset is primarily concerned with the outcome rather than the process. Dependence on praise. External recognition becomes the driving force behind their motivation. Avoidance of improvement. Feedback that highlights areas for growth may feel like criticism, as it challenges their perception of their abilities. Marcus Aurelius warned against this reliance on external validation. Don't set your mind on things you don't possess as if they were yours, but count the blessings you actually have and think how much you would desire them if they weren't already yours. The fixed mindset's attachment to praise and outcomes limits the ability to find intrinsic motivation or embrace growth. In contrast, individuals with a growth mindset are most engaged. When they receive feedback that helps them improve, they are less concerned with praise and more interested in strategies for bettering themselves. This mindset values the process of learning, understanding that every experience, whether a success or failure, offers an opportunity to evolve. Characteristics of this response include interest in process growth-minded. Individuals focus on how they can improve rather than how they performed. Acceptance of feedback. Constructive criticism is viewed as a tool for progress, not as a personal attack. Emphasis on effort. Success is seen as a result of consistent effort, learning, and adaptation. This approach aligns beautifully with the Stoic principle of continuous self-improvement. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." The growth mindset embodies this philosophy by seeking progress over perfection and valuing the journey over the destination. The divergence between these mindsets can be summarized by the questions they prioritize. 1. Fixed mindset, how did I do? This mindset focuses on past performance and external validation, with little regard for future growth. 2. Growth mindset, what can I do better next time? This mindset is forward-looking, emphasizing strategies for improvement and the process of learning. It is not hard to see which of these approaches yields better results in the long run. The fixed mindset ties self-worth to static outcomes, creating a fragile sense of identity. The growth mindset, on the other hand, fosters resilience, adaptability, and long-term progress by focusing on what can be learned and improved. The growth mindset's emphasis on improvement creates several key advantages. Adaptability. By focusing on the process, growth-minded individuals are better equipped to handle challenges and setbacks. Resilience. Constructive feedback becomes a motivator rather than a discouragement. Continuous growth. Each experience, whether successful or not, contributes to ongoing development. The Stoics understood the power of focusing on what you can control your effort and your response to challenges. Marcus Aurelius observed, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." This mindset turns every experience into an opportunity for growth, ensuring that setbacks become stepping stones to success. To shift from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, consider these practices. 1. Embrace feedback. View constructive criticism as a tool for improvement rather than a judgment of your worth. 2. Focus on process, not praise. Celebrate the effort and learning involved, rather than solely the outcome. 3. Ask forward-looking questions. Replace, "How did I do?" with, "What can I do better next time?" 4. Reflect on growth regularly. Assess how far you've come and what you've learned along the way. By adopting these practices, you can cultivate a mindset that not only supports long-term success but also aligns with the Stoic ideal of living a life of purpose, resilience, and continuous self-improvement. When it comes to taking action, the fixed and growth mindsets demonstrate starkly different approaches. A classic illustration of this contrast lies in the timeless fable of the tortoise and the hare. In the story, the hare, confident in his inherent speed, believed that his natural ability would guarantee victory. This overconfidence led him to rest mid-race, assuming the outcome was assured. The tortoise, on the other hand, demonstrated persistence and a willingness to work hard. Despite his natural disadvantage in speed, he believed that consistent effort would give him a chance to win. When the hare woke up and realized the race was not over, it was too late. The tortoise had already crossed the finish line. The hare's behavior epitomizes the fixed mindset. He believed that his natural talent for speed was enough to secure success, regardless of effort. This overconfidence, rooted in the assumption that innate ability is static and sufficient, caused him to underestimate the importance of perseverance. Key characteristics of the hare's fixed mindset include: the hare assumed his inherent speed was enough to win, dismissing the need for consistent effort. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A person who does not see their own faults cannot be expected to correct them." The fixed mindset often blinds individuals to their shortcomings, leaving them vulnerable to failure. Effort was seen as unnecessary, as the hare believed his abilities alone would suffice. Stoic practice. The Stoics emphasized the virtue of discipline, reminding us that effort is essential, no matter how gifted we are. By resting on his laurels, the hare failed to recognize that consistent action was his best chance at maintaining his lead. This fixed mindset creates a dangerous illusion of perfection, where one's identity becomes tied to being already good enough. This thinking pattern, much like the hare's, reduces the brain's ability to identify opportunities for improvement or growth. The growth mindset of the tortoise. In contrast, the tortoise exemplifies the growth mindset. He did not see his lack of speed as a permanent limitation, but believed that steady effort and persistence could overcome this disadvantage. Key characteristics of the tortoise's growth mindset include: the tortoise prioritized action over natural talent, understanding that persistence would move him closer to his goal. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind as labor does the body." The tortoise's steady effort reflects this principle, proving that persistence builds strength and resilience. The tortoise entered the race despite the apparent odds against him, demonstrating courage and a readiness to grow through experience. Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Do what you can with what you have where you are." The tortoise embodied this mindset by making the most of his abilities. While the hare rested, the tortoise kept moving, unshaken by the disparity in their natural abilities. The hare's fixed mindset reveals a subtle but significant danger. It fosters an overly perfect, static view of oneself. This perspective creates a false sense of security, where success is assumed rather than earned. Over time, this thinking pattern diminishes the ability to recognize areas for improvement, adapt to challenges, appreciate the value of effort and persistence. Epictetus warned against this stagnation. You cannot learn that which you think you already know. The fixed mindset traps individuals in a cycle of complacency, leaving them ill-prepared for unexpected challenges. Why the growth mindset wins? The tortoise's growth mindset teaches us that success is not guaranteed by talent alone. Instead, it is the product of, one, consistent action. Even small steps taken regularly lead to significant progress. 2, openness to growth. A willingness to face challenges and learn from them builds resilience and adaptability. 3, patience and persistence. Achieving meaningful goals requires time and effort, qualities embodied by the tortoise. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one." The growth mindset aligns with this philosophy by emphasizing action and continuous self-improvement over static self-perception. The story of the tortoise and the hare is a powerful reminder that consistent effort and a growth-oriented perspective often outshine natural talent. By cultivating a growth mindset, you can unlock your potential, embrace challenges, and achieve success through persistence and resilience. The Stoics remind us that the race of life is not about being the fastest or most naturally gifted, but about making steady progress and striving to become your best self. People with a fixed mindset accept their traits, such as intelligence, talent, or creativity, as unchangeable givens. They believe there is a finite amount of ability that cannot be altered or expanded. This perception leads them to focus heavily on how their traits measure up and whether they are adequate in comparison to others. The Stoics warned against this kind of self-imposed limitation. Epictetus taught, "You are not your body or hairstyle, but your capacity for choosing well. If your choices are beautiful, so too will you be." A fixed mindset denies this capacity to choose growth and improvement, trapping individuals in a narrow view of their potential. With a fixed mindset, failure becomes deeply unsettling because it challenges the belief that one's ability is innate and static. Every failure feels like a direct reflection of inadequacy, leading to avoidance of challenges and new experiences. This fear reinforces a cycle of self-doubt and stagnation, where individuals hesitate to take risks or strive for more. For example, belief: if I fail, it means I'm not good enough. Behavior: avoiding difficult tasks to protect one's sense of competence. Result: limited growth, reinforcing the belief in an upper limit to one's abilities. The Stoics would counter this fear with the principle of viewing failure as a natural and necessary part of growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Think of yourself as dead. You have lived your life. Now, take what's left and live it properly." This mindset encourages embracing challenges without fear, knowing that every experience contributes to personal evolution. Another hallmark of the fixed mindset is the belief in a hidden upper limit to what one can achieve. People with this mindset often define their potential based on past struggles or failures, creating self-fulfilling limitations. For instance, a student who struggled in school may believe they are not college material and never attempt higher education. This belief leads to settling for a low-paying, unengaging job that neither challenges nor stimulates growth. Over time, the lack of effort to improve reinforces the original belief, making inadequacy feel like an unchangeable reality. The Stoics understood that such limitations are more mental than real. Epictetus advised, "First learn the meaning of what you say and then speak." This teaching encourages us to challenge assumptions about our capabilities and to reframe our struggles as opportunities for learning and growth. A fixed mindset creates a cycle where beliefs about limitations shape behaviors, and these behaviors in turn reinforce those beliefs. This cycle looks like this. Belief: I'm not capable of achieving more. Behavior: avoiding new opportunities or challenges that could lead to growth. Result: minimal progress, which confirms the original belief. This cycle is not inevitable, however. The Stoics remind us that we have the power to interrupt and change our thought patterns. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength to escape the trap of a fixed mindset and overcome the belief in an upper limit. Consider these practices. 1. Challenge your beliefs. Reflect on the assumptions you hold about your abilities. Are they based on past experiences or are they rational and evidence-based? Stoic insight, regular self-reflection, can help you identify and dismantle limiting beliefs. To embrace failure as a teacher. View setbacks as opportunities to learn and grow rather than as judgments of your worth. Stoic practice. Keep a journal to analyze failures and extract lessons from them. They set incremental goals. Break larger goals into smaller, achievable steps that build confidence and momentum. Stoic insight. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." Or surround yourself with growth-oriented individuals. Seek out people who inspire and encourage you to expand your horizons. Stoic practice. Engage with mentors or peers who challenge you to think beyond your perceived limits. The belief that abilities are fixed is not only inaccurate but also deeply limiting. By challenging this mindset and embracing the possibility of growth, you can break free from the cycle of inadequacy and open yourself to greater opportunities. The Stoics remind us that our potential is not determined by what we are born with, but by how we choose to act, think, and grow. As Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare. It is because we do not dare that they are difficult." With the courage to challenge your mindset, you can redefine your limits and unlock your true potential. In contrast to the limitations of a fixed mindset, a growth mindset is rooted in the belief that abilities can be improved through effort and learning. Failure, rather than being a measure of inadequacy, becomes a guide highlighting areas for improvement and providing valuable lessons. This mindset fosters resilience, adaptability, and a willingness to face challenges head-on. The Stoics emphasize this perspective, viewing setbacks as opportunities for growth. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. A growth mindset embodies this principle by focusing on what can be controlled: effort, learning, and persistence, rather than fixating on the fear of failure. Individuals with a fixed mindset are often preoccupied with proving themselves. Their focus is on validation, and any criticism or failure is perceived as a threat to their self-worth. This defensiveness can lead to avoidance of challenges and resistance to feedback, further reinforcing their belief in fixed abilities. Characteristics of this mindset include: 1. Fear of criticism. Critiques are seen as personal attacks rather than opportunities for growth. 2. Focus on validation. Success is measured by external approval, not by personal improvement. Key paralysis and failure. Mistakes are viewed as defining failures rather than learning experiences. Epictetus warned against this mindset, saying, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." The fixed mindset reacts to errors with defensiveness, preventing the growth that comes from embracing feedback and adapting. In contrast, the growth mindset thrives on resilience and perseverance. Those with this mindset do not shy away from failure. Instead, they see it as a stepping stone toward improvement. Criticism is not a judgment of their worth, but a tool for learning. Key characteristics of the growth mindset include: 1. Embracing criticism. Feedback is welcomed as a guide for improvement. 2. Motivation to improve. Failure sparks a desire to work harder and smarter, not a fear of inadequacy. Perseverance in challenges. Setbacks are seen as temporary, fueling determination rather than discouragement. The Stoics viewed resilience as a core virtue, encouraging individuals to remain steadfast in the face of adversity. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." A growth mindset embodies this philosophy. By using mistakes as opportunities to forge a stronger path forward. The key difference between these mindsets lies in how success and failure are measured. Fixed mindset measures self-worth by failures, viewing them as evidence of inherent inadequacy. Growth mindset measures progress by effort and improvement, using failures as lessons for growth. The fixed mindset sees failure as an end, while the growth mindset sees it as a beginning, a chance to refine, learn, and persist. The growth mindset transforms mistakes into motivation. Instead of adopting a defensive approach, those with this mindset channel their energy into bettering their performance. This approach fosters: 1. Resilience, the ability to recover quickly from setbacks and maintain focus on goals. 2. Adaptability, a willingness to change strategies and try new approaches in pursuit of improvement. Long-term success, a focus on continuous progress rather than short-term validation. As Seneca observed, every new beginning comes from some other beginning's end. The growth mindset embraces this idea, treating every mistake as the start of a new opportunity to grow, cultivating resilience through a growth mindset. To adopt a growth mindset and develop resilience in the face of failure. 1. Reframe failure. View mistakes as valuable feedback, rather than personal shortcomings. Stoic practice. Reflect on failures daily, asking, "What lesson can I learn from this?" 2. Welcome criticism. Treat constructive feedback as an opportunity to improve, not as a personal attack. Stoic insight, Epictetus advised, "If someone criticizes you, ask yourself, is this true? If it is, correct yourself. If it isn't, ignore it." 3. Celebrate effort. Recognize and reward your persistence and effort, even when the outcome isn't perfect. Stoic practice. Focus on progress rather than perfection, finding joy in the process. 4. Embrace challenges. Actively seek opportunities to step out of your comfort zone and learn new skills. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." By adopting a growth mindset, you shift your focus from proving yourself to improving yourself. This mindset fosters resilience, perseverance, and a deep sense of purpose. As the Stoics remind us, growth comes not from avoiding failure, but from embracing it as a necessary part of the journey toward excellence. Would you like to refine this section further or move on to the next part of your script? While the advantages of a growth mindset may seem apparent, it's worth noting that many people unconsciously operate with a fixed mindset in certain areas of their lives. This can be especially damaging because a fixed mindset not only limits your ability to grow, but also prevents important skills from developing over time. The long-term result is often a significant impact on your happiness, health, and sense of fulfillment. The Stoics warned against such self-imposed limitations. Epictetus taught, "It is impossible for a person to begin to learn what they think they already know." This highlights how a fixed mindset can sabotage growth by creating a barrier to learning and self-improvement. Consider a common scenario. You struggle with science and begin telling yourself, "I'm just not a science person," or "science isn't my thing." While this statement might feel like a harmless acknowledgement of your struggles, it often becomes an excuse to avoid engaging with the subject altogether. What happens next? 1. Avoidance of challenges. By labeling yourself as not a science person, you avoid opportunities to engage with and improve in the subject. 2. Reinforcement of limitation. The more you avoid science, the less exposure and practice you get, further reinforcing your belief that you're incapable, a missed potential over time. This avoidance limits your intellectual growth and deprives you of the chance to acquire valuable skills. The Stoics understood this cycle and urged individuals to confront their challenges rather than shy away from them. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This perspective encourages us to challenge limiting beliefs and take ownership of our growth. A fixed mindset often provides the illusion of comfort by helping you avoid short-term failure. However, this comes at a significant cost. 1. Hindered potential. Avoiding challenges prevents you from discovering what you are truly capable of achieving. 2. Stagnation. Without exposure to new experiences and opportunities, your skills and knowledge remain static. 3. Decreased resilience. The inability to face failure leaves you ill-prepared for future challenges. Seneca emphasized the danger of avoiding discomfort, stating, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The short-term comfort of avoiding failure ultimately undermines your potential for long-term growth and fulfillment. To overcome the fixed mindset in specific areas of your life, consider the following steps. 1. Identify limiting beliefs. Pay attention to areas where you frequently use phrases like, "I'm not good at this," or "This isn't my thing." Reflect on whether these statements are based on evidence or assumptions. Stoic insight. Epictetus urged self-awareness. Teaching. First, learn the meaning of what you say, and then speak. 2. Reframe challenges as opportunities. Instead of avoiding difficult subjects or tasks, view them as opportunities to grow and learn. Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius encouraged focusing on the process, writing, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." I take small steps. Start with manageable challenges to build confidence and momentum. For example, if science feels overwhelming, focus on mastering one concept at a time. Stoic insight. Seneca advised, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." 4. Celebrate effort over outcome. Shift your focus from achieving perfection to valuing effort and progress. Recognize that growth takes time and persistence. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on your progress and appreciate the effort you've put into overcoming challenges. While a fixed mindset may shield you from short-term discomfort, it also limits your ability to grow, learn, and thrive in the long run. By adopting a growth mindset, you open yourself to new possibilities, cultivate resilience, and unlock your potential to acquire skills and knowledge that enrich your life. As the Stoics remind us, growth is a choice that requires courage, effort, and a willingness to embrace challenges. Marcus Aurelius summarized it best. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. In contrast to the limitations of a fixed mindset, your peer with a growth mindset approaches the same challenge, struggling with science with resilience and determination. Instead of accepting failure as a definitive statement about their abilities, they see it as a stepping stone toward improvement. This person recognizes that failure is not a dead end, but a signpost, pointing out areas for growth and inviting further effort. The Stoics emphasize this perspective, encouraging individuals to face challenges with courage and perseverance. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way." In other words, obstacles are not barriers but opportunities to refine your character and abilities. Unlike someone with a fixed mindset who might give up after initial failure, the growth-minded individual chooses to 1. See failure as feedback. They understand that failure is not a judgment of their worth, but a source of valuable information about what to improve. Stoic insight. Epictetus taught, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." Failure reveals both weaknesses and opportunities for growth. 2. Benefit from criticism. Instead of ignoring constructive criticism or feeling threatened by it, they embrace it as a tool for self-improvement. Stoic practice. Reflect on feedback objectively, separating emotion from opportunity for growth. 3. Overcome challenges. They actively seek to overcome obstacles rather than avoiding them, viewing each challenge as a chance to grow stronger and wiser. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote, "Difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body." 4. adopt a learning mindset. They approach the task with curiosity and a willingness to learn, understanding that mastery requires patience and persistence. Over time, this approach allows the growth-minded individual to optimize their potential. They not only improve their skills, but also develop essential qualities like resilience, adaptability, and self-discipline. These traits enable them to tackle future challenges with greater confidence and effectiveness. The long-term benefits of this mindset include expanded capabilities. By persisting through difficulty, they unlock new skills and knowledge. Greater resilience. Each challenge overcome builds mental strength and fortitude. Lifelong growth. The willingness to learn ensures continuous improvement and self-discovery. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this mindset when he advised, "Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill just like a soldier on the wall of battle. So what if you are injured and can't climb up without another soldier's help?" A growth mindset embraces both effort and collaboration in the pursuit of progress. The key difference between the fixed and growth mindsets lies in how challenges and failures are perceived. The fixed mindset sees failure as a threat to one's identity, leading to avoidance and stagnation. The growth mindset sees failure as a teacher, leading to perseverance, improvement, and long-term success. By choosing to embrace a growth mindset, your peer not only improves their scientific skills, but also cultivates a way of thinking that will serve them in every aspect of life. They exemplify the Stoic ideal of using obstacles as opportunities, turning challenges into stepping stones for personal transformation. To follow this example and adopt a growth mindset in your own life. 1. Reframe failure. View mistakes as feedback, not as judgments of your worth. Stoic practice. After every setback, reflect on what you learned and how it can guide your next steps. 2. Seek constructive criticism. Welcome feedback from others and use it to identify areas for improvement. Stoic insight. Seneca advised, "Associate with those who will make a better man of you." 3. Persist through challenges. Resist the temptation to give up when faced with difficulty. Stoic practice. Break challenges into smaller, manageable tasks and celebrate incremental progress. Commit to lifelong learning. Approach every challenge with curiosity and a desire to grow. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Look within. Within is the fountain of good, and it will ever bubble up if you will ever dig." By choosing growth over stagnation, you align yourself with the Stoic principle of continuous self-improvement, unlocking your potential and creating a life rich with purpose and progress. In a fixed mindset, fundamental qualities, like talent or intelligence, are seen as unchangeable traits. Attributes. You are either born with or without. People with this mindset have a tendency to document their talent or intelligence rather than actively work to develop them. They often credit natural ability alone for their successes, viewing effort as secondary or unnecessary. For instance, when they excel at something, such as scoring high on a test or completing a project successfully, they readily attribute this achievement to their inherent talent. Conversely, when they struggle with something, they label it as a permanent limitation. Statements like, "I'm not cut out to handle a paintbrush," reflect their unwillingness to invest effort in improving perceived weaknesses. The Stoics, however, warned against this static view of one's abilities. Epictetus taught, "It is impossible to begin to learn that which one thinks one already knows." A fixed mindset creates a barrier to growth by convincing individuals that both strengths and weaknesses are immutable. When individuals with a fixed mindset achieve success, they are quick to credit their natural abilities, often dismissing the role of effort, perseverance, or external factors. This belief leads to 1. Overconfidence. They rely on talent alone, which can cause them to stagnate when talent is no longer enough to meet challenges. 2. Avoidance of effort, because they view effort as unnecessary or indicative of inadequacy. They may shy away from tasks that require hard work. 3. Fragile self-worth. Success becomes tied to talent, making failures feel like direct threats to their identity. Marcus Aurelius countered this perspective by emphasizing the importance of action and growth. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Success is not about being inherently good at something. It is about striving to become better through consistent effort. One of the most limiting aspects of the fixed mindset is the acceptance of weaknesses as permanent. Instead of viewing shakier skills as opportunities for improvement, individuals with a fixed mindset dismiss them as fixed traits. Common refrains like, "I'm not a math person," or "I just can't draw," reflect a resignation to these limitations, which prevents any effort to improve. This mindset creates a self-fulfilling cycle. Belief: I'm bad at this and I always will be. Behavior: avoiding practice or learning opportunities. Result: lack of improvement, reinforcing the belief. The Stoics encouraged a proactive approach to growth. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." By shifting focus from inherent ability to intentional effort, individuals can break free from self-imposed limitations. By clinging to the belief that abilities are static, individuals with a fixed mindset miss opportunities for growth. They avoid challenges that could help them improve. Limit their potential. They underestimate what they can achieve with effort and persistence. Reinforce negative beliefs. Every avoided opportunity strengthens the notion that they are incapable of improvement. Seneca warned against this kind of stagnation. Life is long if you know how to use it. A fixed mindset wastes potential by refusing to embrace the opportunities for learning and growth that life presents. To overcome the limitations of a fixed mindset: 1. Challenge the belief in fixed traits. Reflect on whether your assumptions about your abilities are based on evidence or fear. Stoic practice: journal about moments where effort led to unexpected success or growth. 2. Focus on growth, not talent. Value progress and learning over innate ability. Stoic insight: Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." 3. Invest in improvement. Commit to developing skills you've previously dismissed as weaknesses. Take small steps to build confidence. Stoic practice: break challenges into manageable parts, celebrating incremental progress. 4. Redefine failure. View mistakes as opportunities to learn, not as confirmations. Inadequacy. Stoic insight: Epictetus advised, "Difficulties are things that show a person what they are." The fixed mindset traps individuals in a static perception of themselves, limiting what they can achieve. By challenging this mindset and embracing the idea that abilities can be developed, you open the door to continuous growth, resilience, and fulfillment. The Stoics remind us that our potential is not predetermined but shaped by our choices and efforts. As Seneca wisely said, "The mind that is anxious about future events is miserable." Focus on what you can do today to grow and learn. A fixed mindset creates an overwhelming need to prove one's worth in every scenario. For those with this mindset, every interaction, challenge, or task becomes a test of their personality, intelligence, or character. Their self-worth feels tied to how they are perceived, leading to a constant evaluation of their performance and potential outcomes. This need for validation often manifests as a barrage of self-doubting questions. Will I succeed or fail? Will I look smart or dumb? Will I be rejected or accepted? The Stoics understood the futility of seeking external validation. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "It never ceases to amaze me. We all love ourselves more than other people, but care more about their opinion than our own." A fixed mindset traps individuals in this paradox, where the desire for approval overshadows the pursuit of genuine growth and fulfillment. While individuals with a fixed mindset seem desperate for approval, their actions often reveal a reluctance to push beyond their current capabilities to achieve success. The fear of failure or rejection becomes paralyzing, causing them to 1. Avoid risks. They stick to tasks they know they can accomplish, avoiding challenges that might expose their weaknesses. 2. Reject growth opportunities. They are unwilling to step out of their comfort zone, as doing so risks failure or criticism. 3. Remain stagnant. Their focus on maintaining appearances prevents them from embracing the effort needed for true progress. Epictetus warned against such inaction. Teaching: first say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. A fixed mindset prioritizes the appearance of success over the reality of growth, leaving individuals stuck within self-imposed limitations. For those with a fixed mindset, rejection is a deeply personal and painful experience. The fear of being judged as inadequate leads to behaviors like Defensiveness, reacting negatively to criticism or feedback, as it feels like an attack on their identity. Avoidance of challenges, steering clear of situations where failure or rejection is a possibility. Stagnation, preferring to stay within their comfort zone rather than risking the vulnerability required for growth. The Stoics would argue that this fear is misplaced. Marcus Aurelius advised, reject your sense of injury and the injury itself disappears. By shifting focus from external judgments to internal values, individuals can free themselves from the paralyzing fear of rejection, breaking free, the path beyond the shell. To overcome the limitations of a fixed mindset and escape, the shell of fear and self-doubt, consider these strategies. 1. Shift focus from approval to growth. Instead of asking, will I look smart? Ask, what can I learn from this? Stoic practice. Reflect on your actions daily and evaluate whether they align with your values and goals, not with external opinions. 2. Embrace vulnerability. Acknowledge that growth requires stepping outside your comfort zone and risking failure. Stoic insight. Seneca said, to be brave is to love risk. Embracing risk is essential for overcoming stagnation. 3. Redefine rejection. View rejection as feedback rather than a judgment of your worth. Use it to guide your growth and refine your efforts. Stoic practice. Practice gratitude for lessons learned, even in moments of rejection or failure. Focus on effort over outcome. Prioritize consistent effort and progress rather than immediate success or validation. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, the impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Letting go of the need for constant approval allows individuals to focus on what truly matters: growth, learning, and self-improvement. The Stoics remind us that our worth is not defined by how others perceive us, but by how we act in alignment with our values. As Marcus Aurelius wisely noted, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength. By embracing this truth, individuals can break free from the constraints of a fixed mindset and unlock their potential for growth and fulfillment. The fixed mindset takes the pursuit of success to an unhealthy extreme. For those with this mindset, it is not enough to simply succeed or demonstrate intelligence and talent. Instead, the desire is to appear flawless, an unattainable standard that fosters perfectionism and fear. If failure is equated with a lack of potential or competence, then failure feels like a permanent state. With no room to grow or recover, individuals with a fixed mindset become trapped in a cycle of avoiding failure. They focus on minimizing risks to preserve an illusion of success, avoiding new challenges. They hesitate to try anything new unless they are certain they will excel, fearing the judgment of others. The Stoics recognize this fear as self-defeating. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." The fixed mindset neglects this principle by surrendering control to the fear of failure and external validation, ultimately leading to frustration and stagnation. This mindset's avoidance of risk and failure is profoundly restrictive. By refusing to engage in new opportunities or challenges, individuals deny themselves on personal growth. Without the willingness to fail, there is no opportunity to learn or develop new skills. 2. New experiences. Fear of failure limits exposure to diverse and enriching activities. 3. Fulfillment. The constant pursuit of perfection leaves little room for genuine joy or self-expression. As Seneca observed, a gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials. Growth and resilience come from embracing imperfection and learning from difficulty. Perhaps one of the most damaging aspects of a fixed mindset is its focus on external rewards and validation over internal growth. This mindset shifts attention away from understanding oneself and toward seeking approval from others. Over time, this leads to decreased self-knowledge. Individuals lose touch with their true values, strengths, and desires, prioritizing what others think over what they genuinely need. Self-deception. The constant striving for recognition creates a false self-image, where individuals may begin to deceive not only others, but themselves about who they truly are. The Stoics emphasize the importance of self-awareness and authenticity, Epictetus taught, "Know first who you are, and then adorn yourself accordingly." A fixed mindset undermines this wisdom, taking individuals further away from their authentic selves. A fixed mindset can also strain relationships. Individuals with this mindset often feel insecure and rely heavily on others' partners, friends, or peers for validation and support. While they may seek praise and reassurance, this dependence creates several challenges. 1. Insecurity, constantly needing external approval prevents the development of inner confidence. 2. Unbalanced relationships. They may place undue pressure on others to provide the validation they cannot cultivate for themselves. 3. Vulnerability to loss. If relationships end, conflicts arise, or friendships fall apart, the fixed mindset leaves individuals with low self-esteem and heightened fear. Marcus Aurelius offered a solution to this insecurity. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it, and this you have the power to revoke at any moment. A healthier mindset fosters independence and resilience, ensuring that relationships enhance one's life rather than define it. Over time, the fixed mindset leads to low self-esteem. The inability to meet perfectionist standards results in self-doubt, poor confidence. Dependence on others for validation creates a fragile sense of self-worth. Fear and isolation, avoiding challenges and new experiences, limits growth and deepens feelings of inadequacy. Seneca warned against placing one's happiness in the hands of others. True happiness is to enjoy the present, without anxious dependence upon the future, not to amuse ourselves with either hopes or fears, but to rest satisfied with what we have. The fixed mindset undermines this peace by tying self-worth to external factors, making it difficult to achieve genuine happiness. To break free from the restrictive and damaging effects of a fixed mindset, consider the following steps. 1. Reframe failure as growth. View mistakes as opportunities to learn, not as threats to your worth. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on how challenges have helped you grow. 2. Cultivate self-awareness. Spend time understanding your values, strengths, and passions, independent of others' opinions. Stoic insight, Epictetus advised. Know what you can control and focus only on that. 3. Develop internal confidence. Build self-esteem through effort and persistence, rather than relying on external validation. Stoic practice. Celebrate small victories that reflect your progress and character. 4. Embrace vulnerability. Recognize that being imperfect and open to failure is part of being human. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Don't be ashamed of needing help. You have a duty to fulfill just like a soldier on the wall of battle." 5. Balance relationships. Seek mutual support and connection in relationships, but cultivate inner strength to remain resilient during times of conflict or loss. By shifting to a growth mindset, you reclaim control over your life and your happiness. This mindset empowers you to embrace challenges, nurture meaningful relationships, and develop a deep understanding of who you are. The Stoics remind us that freedom comes not from external validation, but from within. As Marcus Aurelius said, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look there." Shifting from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset can be challenging, but is entirely possible. It requires conscious effort and a willingness to confront the habitual thought patterns that hold you back. A fixed mindset can quietly influence your behavior, limiting your potential. But by identifying and addressing these triggers, you can start to build a mindset that fosters growth, resilience, and fulfillment. The Stoics believed deeply in the power of self-awareness and deliberate practice to overcome limiting beliefs. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This truth forms the foundation of transforming your mindset, specific behaviors to move away from a fixed mindset. To cultivate a growth mindset, consider the following actionable suggestions. 1. Listen to your inner voice. Pay attention to your self-talk. If you ignore it, it will unconsciously rule your behavior, keeping you stuck in old patterns. Challenge thoughts that suggest you're incapable or that effort isn't worthwhile. Stoic practice. Reflect on your daily thoughts in a journal, identifying and reframing limiting beliefs. Example, replace "I'm not good at this" with "I'm learning and improving with practice." 2. Learn from those better than you. Instead of feeling threatened by someone more skilled, view them as a source of inspiration and knowledge. Study their methods, ask for advice, and embrace their success as a model for your own growth. Stoic insight, Seneca advised. Associate with those who will make a better man of you. Seek mentors and peers who challenge and uplift you. 3. Choose the challenge over the safe option. When faced with a choice between something safe and something challenging, choose the challenge. Growth occurs outside your comfort zone, where effort and learning meet. Stoic insight, Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way. Embrace challenges as opportunities for progress." 4. Learn from setbacks. When you hit a bump in the road, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? What can I do differently next time? This approach turns obstacles into stepping stones rather than roadblocks. Stoic practice. Reflect on setbacks as lessons, not failures. Epictetus taught. Difficulties show a person what they are. 5. Accept feedback without defensiveness. Feedback is an invaluable tool for growth, but only if you approach it with an open mind. Avoid taking criticism personally. Instead, I use it to identify areas for improvement and refine your skills. Stoic insight, Epictetus advised. If someone criticizes you and they're correct, change yourself. If they're wrong, take no offense. By practicing these behaviors, you can gradually shift your mindset and unlock your potential. Here's how these small steps contribute to a growth mindset. Self-awareness. Listening to your inner voice helps. You recognize and change unhelpful thought patterns. Openness to learning from others fosters humility and a willingness to grow. Courage. Choosing challenges over comfort builds resilience and adaptability. Resilience. Viewing setbacks as opportunities strengthens your ability to persevere. Receptiveness. Accepting feedback with grace fosters continuous improvement. Switching to a growth mindset is a journey that requires effort, patience, and self-compassion. As the Stoics remind us, growth comes from consistent action and reflection. Seneca wrote, "Begin at once to live, and count each separate day as a separate life." Each day presents an opportunity to challenge old patterns and embrace new ways of thinking. A growth mindset empowers individuals to view themselves as capable of succeeding in most, if not all, settings. They see their abilities not as fixed traits, but as skills that can be cultivated through practice, effort, and perseverance. With this mindset, limitations become temporary challenges rather than permanent barriers. The Stoics often emphasized the importance of adaptability and self-discipline in overcoming obstacles. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." This belief aligns perfectly with the principles of a growth mindset, which focuses on internal growth and the power of persistence. Imagine being given a project unlike anything you've worked on before. How you respond to this challenge will depend on your mindset. 1. The fixed mindset response. You think, "I'm not qualified for this," or numbers, technology, or design just aren't my strengths. This perspective limits you before you even begin, leading to avoidance or minimal effort. Consequently, you miss the opportunity to grow and expand your skill set. Epictetus warned against this kind of defeatist thinking, saying, "Men are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." The fixed mindset distorts your perspective, making challenges appear insurmountable. 2. The growth mindset response. You see the project as a new opportunity to learn and succeed. You begin planning, asking questions like, what skills will I need? And how can I break this task into manageable steps? This approach fosters optimism, creativity, and a proactive attitude, leading to growth and potential success. Marcus Aurelius encapsulated this mindset beautifully. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. Challenges are not obstacles. They are the path to growth. The benefits of a growth mindset. By embracing a growth mindset, you unlock the ability to achieve more and become more through effort and determination. A growth mindset allows you to believe that your abilities can develop through hard work and dedication. Brains and talent are not the end game. They are merely the starting points for improvement. Stoic insight, Seneca wrote, "It is not because things are difficult that we do not dare, It is because we do not dare that they are difficult. A growth mindset gives you the courage to take on difficult tasks, knowing that effort will lead to progress. The growth mindset encourages you to approach challenges with curiosity and ingenuity. Instead of being overwhelmed, you focus on finding solutions and learning new skills. Stoic practice. Reflect on challenges with the question, how can I turn this obstacle into an opportunity for growth? With a growth mindset, failure is not a dead end, but a chance to learn and adapt. This perspective builds resilience, enabling you to recover quickly and try again. Stoic wisdom, Epictetus advised, difficulties show a person what they are. Each setback reveals areas for growth and the strength to overcome them. Those with a growth mindset view life as a journey of constant improvement. Every new experience, even a challenging one, is an opportunity to grow and build on existing skills. Stoic insight. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Look well into yourself. There is a source of strength which will always spring up if you will always look there." A growth mindset encourages introspection and ongoing development. When faced with a new or unfamiliar task, adopt these practices to foster a growth mindset. 1. Shift your perspective. Reframe challenges as opportunities to learn and grow. Example, instead of saying, "I can't do this, try. I haven't done this yet, but Elle can learn." Thus you break it down. Divide the project into smaller, achievable steps and focus on making steady progress. 3. Seek feedback. Use feedback to refine your approach and improve your performance. Stoic practice. View constructive criticism as a gift, not as a threat. 4. Celebrate effort. Acknowledge the progress you make, no matter how small, and focus on the effort rather than the outcome. A growth mindset transforms the way you approach challenges, replacing fear and hesitation with optimism and determination. It empowers you to believe that through effort and persistence, you can achieve your goals and continuously evolve. As the Stoics remind us, growth is a journey, not a destination. Marcus Aurelius said, "What we do now echoes in eternity." By cultivating a growth mindset, you not only improve your present abilities, but also set the stage for future success. When you have a growth mindset, you are open to trying new things because you understand that your success is determined by effort, not by innate ability. This mindset allows you to view failure not as an end point, but as an opportunity to learn and improve over time. Instead of avoiding challenges, you embrace them, confident in your ability to grow and succeed through perseverance. The Stoics recognize this empowering perspective. Marcus Aurelius advised, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your judgment of them, and it is in your power to wipe out that judgment now." This teaching aligns with the growth. Mindsets focus on controlling effort and attitude rather than being paralyzed by external circumstances or failures. Research supports the idea that a growth mindset not only improves performance but also helps people navigate stress and challenges more effectively, leading to higher levels of well-being. With this mindset, stress becomes manageable. Challenges are reframed as opportunities for growth rather than as threats. Resilience is cultivated. Setbacks are seen as temporary, and effort is directed toward finding solutions and learning from the experience. The Stoics emphasized resilience as a cornerstone of personal strength. Epictetus taught, "Difficulties show a person what they are." A growth mindset mirrors this principle by transforming difficulties into opportunities for self-discovery and improvement. Unlike a fixed mindset, which limits potential by clinging to comfort zones, a growth mindset unlocks endless opportunities for progress. This pursuit of betterment is accompanied by a profound sense of achievement and fulfillment. Success is seen as a continuous journey rather than a destination. This mindset fosters a higher standard of excellence as you learn to appreciate the process of improvement. Stoic insight. Seneca wrote, "As long as you live, keep learning how to live." Growth is a lifelong process. A growth mindset shifts focus from external validation to intrinsic satisfaction. The joy of learning and improving becomes its own reward. When challenges or setbacks arise, the growth mindset takes a positive and constructive approach to overcoming them. Example, when receiving feedback, you see it as a tool for growth, helping you set clear goals and refine your standards for the future. One of the most powerful aspects of the growth mindset is its ability to buffer against demotivation. Instead of seeking satisfaction solely from results, individuals with this mindset thrive on the process of engagement and learning. Characteristics of this approach include 1. Process orientation. Growth-minded individuals find joy and stimulation in the process itself. They value the journey as much as the destination, seeing each step as an opportunity to develop new skills and insights. Stoic practice, Marcus Aurelius. Encouraged focusing on the present moment. Writing, confine yourself to the present. 2. Intrinsic drive. Motivation comes from within, fueled by curiosity and the desire to grow. External outcomes, while appreciated, are secondary to the satisfaction of learning and progressing. Stoic insight. Seneca emphasized the value of effort over outcome, saying, "Luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity." 3. Thriving through engagement. People with a growth mindset actively seek opportunities and challenges that engage their abilities and stimulate their minds. The process of doing, rather than the result, becomes the ultimate motivator. Learning through feedback. Feedback plays a critical role in the growth mindset. Instead of taking criticism personally or avoiding it altogether, individuals with this mindset see feedback as an invaluable tool for progress. Effective learning strategy. Feedback helps identify areas for improvement and provides clarity on how to set appropriate goals. Actionable insight. Constructive. Feedback serves as a roadmap for refining performance and achieving greater success. The Stoics also valued feedback and self-reflection. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This philosophy encourages openness to external feedback, while maintaining high personal standards. By focusing on effort, resilience, and the joy of learning, the growth mindset fosters a life of continuous improvement and fulfillment. To cultivate this mindset, 1. Embrace the process. Find joy in learning and growth, not just in results. Example, treat each step of a project as a valuable learning experience, regardless of the outcome. 2. Reframe challenges, view obstacles as opportunities to strengthen your skills and character. Stoic practice. Reflect daily on how challenges have helped you grow. 3. Welcome feedback. Use constructive criticism to guide your development rather than as a measure of your worth. Stoic insight. Epictetus advised, if someone criticizes you and they're right, accept it. If they're wrong, ignore it. 4. Seek opportunities for engagement. Pursue tasks and challenges that stimulate your curiosity and push your boundaries. Success as a continuous journey. A growth mindset redefines success as an ongoing process rather than an endpoint. By embracing effort, resilience, and the pursuit of excellence, you cultivate a fulfilling and meaningful life. The Stoics remind us that true progress is measured not by fleeting achievements, but by the steady refinement of character and skills. As Marcus Aurelius said, perfection of character is this: to live each day as if it were your last, without frenzy, without apathy, without pretense. With a growth mindset, each day becomes an opportunity to grow, learn, and thrive. A growth mindset demands more than just effort. It requires perseverance and tenacity. It shifts the focus from the outcome to the process, emphasizing consistent action and resilience in the face of challenges. For example, instead of fixating on a specific goal, like reaching a certain number on the scale, a growth mindset focuses on daily actions, like exercising or eating healthily to build fitness and long-term well-being. The Stoics understood this focus on action over results. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Do what you can, even if you tear yourself apart." Most of the things people worry about are beyond their control. A growth mindset aligns with this wisdom, prioritizing what can be controlled, effort, persistence, and learning over external outcomes. Perseverance is a cornerstone of the growth mindset. It means focusing not on what happens to you, but on how you respond to it. This approach involves 1. Kicking fear of failure out the door. Growth requires taking chances and seizing opportunities, even when success isn't guaranteed. Living cautiously or avoiding risks out of fear stifles growth and limits potential. Stoic insight, Epictetus taught, "He who is not disturbed by failure is no less a human being, but a better one." Embrace failure as an inevitable part of success. 2. Embracing tenacity. Tenacity helps you reflect on failures constructively. Rather than viewing failure as a dead end, it becomes an opportunity to refine your skills and learn something new. Example: when you hit a wall, instead of making excuses or giving up, use it as a chance to analyze, adapt, and grow stronger. Reframing failure as growth. Failure is an essential ingredient in success. Preparing mentally for failure removes the fear and pressure to be perfect, allowing you to focus on learning and improvement. Stoic practice. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "Loss is nothing else but change, and change is nature's delight." Failure is simply a step in the journey of growth. Making mistakes is an unavoidable and essential part of the learning process. Mistakes force you to identify errors, recognize where you went wrong and what needs to change, pinpoint solutions, analyze problems critically and creatively to find answers, develop critical thinking, strengthen your ability to evaluate situations and make informed decisions. For instance, imagine being faced with a tricky question in class. If you switch off your brain because you feel overwhelmed, you miss the opportunity to learn. However, if you work on the problem relentlessly, ask questions and think critically, you increase your chances of finding the answer. This effort also strengthens your brain. By putting in the work, you create new neural connections, making you better equipped to handle similar challenges in the future. The Stoics would call this practice prohairesis, the exercise of deliberate and disciplined choice. Epictetus explained, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." Each mistake, when approached with persistence and curiosity, becomes a stepping stone to improvement. A growth mindset not only prepares you for failure, but also teaches you how to use it as a tool for growth. Allowing yourself to fail a little takes the pressure off achieving perfection every time and makes success more sustainable in the long run. To embody this mindset, or acknowledge the problem, recognize challenges as opportunities to grow rather than threats to your abilities. 2. Embrace effort. Understand that every struggle strengthens your skills and prepares you for future challenges. 3. Stay resilient. View setbacks as temporary and focus on what you can learn and do differently next time. 4. Celebrate progress. Appreciate the growth that comes from the process, not just the outcome. The Stoics would argue that perseverance, tenacity, and resilience are the keys to leading a meaningful and fulfilling life. Seneca wrote, "A gem cannot be polished without friction, nor a man perfected without trials." The growth mindset reflects this wisdom by embracing challenges, learning from mistakes, and striving for continuous self-improvement. With every effort, you grow stronger, more capable, and better equipped to face life's challenges. By focusing on the journey rather than the destination, you unlock your potential and cultivate a life rich in purpose and fulfillment. At its core, adopting a growth mindset is about embracing challenges, learning from failure, and understanding that effort is the path to excellence. No matter where you are in life, the power to grow, adapt, and thrive is within you. Start today. Reflect on your mindset and challenge yourself to reframe failure as a lesson. Take one small step, try something new, seek feedback, or set a goal that stretches your abilities. Growth begins with a single decision. What would your life look like if you fully embraced a growth mindset? How far could you go if you saw every challenge as an opportunity to grow? As Marcus Aurelius wisely said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events." Realize this and you will find strength. Remember, the power to grow and transform lies within you. Imagine a life where failure fuels your success, where every challenge strengthens your character, and where you wake up each day excited to learn and grow. That's the power of a growth mindset. Take a moment to reflect on how far you've already come. Each setback, each challenge has brought you to this moment. Now imagine where you can go from here.